find games of people that are reasonably close to their skill level, so they can kind of know.
Yes. How do we do this again? Just trying to change it.
Just go into the thread. It's like race assignments or race and MMR assignments or something, and then just like post what MMR you're at.
Okay, so got it. There we go. Did I do it right? Do you just literally type in?
Yeah, yeah. You can just be like, I'm 2800 MMR.
Okay, just I see.
Alright, so we're gonna have Throw King against Foxbat. I believe Throw King is like a little bit better, but they're both kind of that 1400, 1500 range for these two guys. I don't know if Foxbat or Throw King are still in the chat. No, okay, Foxbat just muted his stuff, so that makes sense. So he doesn't overhear the casting. I can talk about position. So obviously we got Foxbat in the top left, and we got Throw King in the bottom right. What race do you play, by the way, man?
I really play Terran, but I also like to play Zerg some. But yeah.
Okay, just kind of playing all three, seeing what you like.
No, not Protoss. No.
Okay, just fuck Protoss.
Yeah, essentially, but I really do enjoy playing both of them, and so it's kind of hard for me to. I guess,
Yeah.
choose.
Oh yeah. It can be tough. I really like playing all three, honestly, but I mained Protoss for a while. Now I'm kind of maining Zerg, gradually getting a little bit better. Alright, so Demorsh usually opens pretty standard, but we'll see how he decides to play. Sometimes I've seen him do a few 2-gateway openings. We'll see if he can work on that, and if he's been able to improve a little bit on his... we were talking to him a little bit about his scouting and his engagement, so we'll see if he's doing a better job with that. He has a tendency to like send his ops like straight into the Terran base and just like lose them to turrets. And then sometimes when he's doing attacks, he uses move command too much, so he's like walking and not attacking a little too much. Like he wants to get on top of the tanks, but you can overdo that.
Oh, I didn't realize you're the guy that makes these YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, I do some of that too. Do some of that, a little bit of casting, a variety of things here. Alright, so what, we got one on gas, so it looks like we are going to go most likely FD here for Foxbat. No sign of a wall, so that also speaks to that. And obviously not going to be super aggressive because, well, with one gas, you're not going to have the gas to make multiple factories or do aggressive things. Second Marine on the way, one already on the ramp. But it looks like Throw King will get his scout in, unless Foxbat decides to position that Marine perfectly on the ramp. By the way, there's a little trick you can use for blocking ramps. There's like a little crease on most ramps. You can kind of see it as like a V shape in the middle of the ramp. If you get your Marine or your Zealot or whatever right on that crease and hold position, it'll block the probe. So that's kind of the idea I like to use to sort of line it up. Whoa, lag spike. Alright, so basically Throw King didn't really get any intel. He did see the factory though, but he didn't see number on gas. He doesn't really know what Terran's doing. And then Foxbat did get in there and he saw a spinning core. And he saw 2 gateways. So he knows that Foxbat's going to be a little bit aggressive. So most likely I think Foxbat will say, okay, well, you got 2 gates. You're not going to have a super fast expansion. So I'm just going to come down to my ramp, maybe lay a few mines outside my ramp, and chill and get a command center up. Looks like he might even build the CC in base. I don't think he has to do that, but, you know, from a conservative standpoint, it's fine. He's going to put 3 guys back on gas. And of course, if you have any like questions or things you want to ask or thoughts or whatever, you know, feel free to shout them out.
Okay, cool.
If you're watching things, you're like, why is he doing this? Or, you know, what would be good to do? Or what's bad here? What's good here? And those kind of things. All right, so we're gonna have to see what Throw King does pressuring here. We got a tank on the way.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna need this tank in order to stop these dragons.
Yeah, like he could go up the ramp and poke at it, but then he'd want to pull back. But the Marines are nicely arced up, so if a Dragoon walks up the ramp, it's gonna take, you know, 2 or 3 Marine shots probably. And now that tank's there, so. And at some point, Throw King probably should poke up the ramp just to see what's going on. Like it would be good for him to know if it's 2-fact. So at least walking up the ramp once to get an idea of what's going on. Because right now, sitting up a ramp like this could be something like a 2-fact or some other aggressive opening. And of course, because he wasn't able to get in there and scout the gas count and exactly what's going on, he doesn't really know. But we can see Foxbat's getting an academy.
Looks like he had a late. Seems to be that he had a late. I don't know if that's part of this build, but it seems like he's getting a later than usual siege mode. Okay, well, now the siege mode came on.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit slow. Usually you go mines first, but he's playing just really safe against the dragoons here. Usually, in most situations, opening with mines is a little bit better than opening with siege, because you can lay those mines, and then it gives you map control, and it's also pretty nice for dealing with DTs and other things like that, whereas in this case, he pretty much has to go for a fast scanner, because he needs to know what's going on, so he has to get this academy really fast, but that means a little bit less units, stuff like that. So it makes him more vulnerable depending on how Protoss is playing. But in this case, doesn't look like Demorsh is being too aggressive. He's just grabbing the observatory, expanding. He keeps bringing his goons up here, which isn't necessarily bad. However, if there was a drop coming up here from Foxbat, this can be really bad. So you want to be careful with this. Sometimes you want to try to at least get an idea of what Terran is doing, because if you send all your dragoons up here, like with Terran sieged up, you're probably not going to bust. So yeah, they're there, but if there's a dropship, and the dropship just goes around and drops vultures right now, you're going to take a ton of damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of proc damage on the natural.
And what does Sergeant says, I hate Siege Expo. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like how it feels. Like, it kind of feels safe, but then again, it doesn't even feel safe versus other things. Foxbat trying to get a scout out, but that gets shut down. I prefer to open with FD for sure, and I mean, that's usually what you see most pro players opening with. I guess you could say it's a little bit more risky to gateway pressure, but it's definitely safer against things like DT openings. So Foxbat is going to throw down factories. We have seen Foxbat do these factory timings a lot. I like this. He's got his factories down pretty fast. He'll probably add one more. Okay, he's going to get an eBay. That is eventually important. Now the academy is going to slow his push down a little bit. But we'll just have to see here. If Throw King just runs over and takes a Nexus right now, this will open up a really nice timing window for Foxbat with those factories up that far ahead of his gateways. Yeah.
So how is his academy going to slow him down?
Well, the academy slows him down in the sense of he already invested minerals in that academy, so that's like less minerals and time for the factories. You know, because like if you spend 150 minerals on the academy and 100 and whatever, then it takes longer to get the minerals you need to make the factories. So it makes a little bit of a difference in timing. And then, of course, he also spent 50 minerals on each comsat, 50 gas, so it's just less gas, less time. You can see how low his gas is, right? So that probably slowed his factories down by 20 seconds or something, 15 seconds. And when it comes to timings, a lot of times that's a pretty significant timing difference. You know, that can be the difference between, like, a round of units and, you know, a lot of times 2 tanks, 3 extra vultures, or Protoss having an extra round of units. Is really, really significant in a fight.
So is his observer timing important because he knows that he's going to be dealing with mines?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, you can see what he's doing right now. So his response here is interesting, and how Foxbat plays against it will also be interesting. He basically said, okay, well, you've got all these gateways up, and I don't feel like I can take a third. So he's just going into mass gateway, but he only has a citadel, so it's not like he has great tech. So he's basically kind of...
He scanned at one time. If you look at his vision,
yeah.
I don't think that he has scanned.
Yeah, he's got full energy on both comsats, so he might not have, which is a little surprising because he didn't get an SCV out. All right, now Throw King is going to take a third base. So this is a little better. I was going to say if he just played mass gateway, then it's kind of like Protoss needs to roll Terran, because if Terran stays on 2 base and Protoss stays on 2 base, that's not too bad for Terran. And now it's just a matter of seeing if Foxbat can hit that window. He needs to go out fairly soon. I mean, Protoss is taking his third right now. And we can see Throw King doesn't have like super high minerals. I'm not sure if he actually can produce quite out of all those gateways yet. I think he had to pause them a little bit to make that third base.
Also, isn't his gateway placement kind of wonky? Or maybe I just don't know anything about playing cards.
I mean, it's going to fit a decent number of gates. Like, it could probably be better, but...
It could always be better, you know?
But he's going to be able to fit at least 10 or 11 gateways in there, and I don't think anything's going to get trapped. I'm trying to tell, his third base looks like it might be off-center by 1. Okay, there's a scan on the third base. So Foxbat knows that third base is coming out. This should also encourage him to come on out. Oh, and he's going to expand behind this. Okay, that's interesting.
Most definitely, yeah.
Alright, so normally if you're going to commit to a timing push, you wouldn't expand behind it, because it means he had to pause units to do that, unless he messed up his macro. but in this case, now he just needs to be sort of careful with this push. I mean, it's gonna keep Protoss off his back most likely, but he has to be careful. What I don't like here for Demorsh is that Demorsh had the obs, but now Demorsh doesn't know exactly where this push is. Now Foxbat ideally should be laying up mines to the right of his push and possibly behind it, and he is getting a few down. So Demorsh is basically letting him push to his third base here, so Demorsh is going to have a hard choice to make. He's going to need to either counter, although if he loses all these zealots to mines, that option is kind of out the window now. So this is really bad for Demorsh. So that was a pretty big blunder. As long as Foxbat sieges up these tanks, he's going to win this fight pretty... Well, actually, I didn't realize there was a shuttle there. We'll see what the shuttle does. If the target firing is good, Foxbat will take this, but these zealots are getting on top of the tanks, doing quite a bit of damage. And the one annoying thing now, and we'll see if Demorsh abuses this, is that he has these Dragoons here kind of in between the army, so it makes reinforcements really awkward for Foxbat. And it looks like Foxbat missed a round of macro in there. I don't see... There should have been reinforcements coming down during that attack. There aren't. But he is getting close to in range of that third Nexus. And Demorsh also really mismacroed. Wow, wasn't even thinking about that. There's literally... Demorsh just fought that entire battle without macroing. That's... Like, with his gateway count, he probably had enough gateways to break that, but this miss macro here is a huge deal. He's not going to be able to stop it now. He's going to lose his third base. Maybe with the tanks there, he could bring the shuttle over and try to bomb them, but I think it's already close enough to dead that there's just no realistic way he's going to save it. Foxbat looks like he's going to lose a tank, though. Reinforcement. Alright, so that's going to hurt because Foxbat's getting his third. So as long as Foxbat keeps on top of that macro and gets his third base defended, he's going to be playing this game from a really nice spot. The only thing, let's see, did he... Oh, no, actually, he's teching to Science Facility. Okay, so Foxbat's doing a good job here. I think Demorsh is actually going to lose these Dragoons, too. He's trying to get up here, but these tanks are on a ramp. Oh, okay, some Zealots are going to come over and help. So it'll finally get cleaned up. But, what? Sorry, say again? Oh, whoa, Vulture... Oh, man, that's so annoying. So the Vulture reinforcements arrive at perfect timing, and now Demorsh is about to be contained at his natural. So this is looking pretty bad here for Demorsh.
Yeah, I can't really think of much that he could do.
He's not satisfied. His money's out of control. Yeah, I know that feeling sometimes, though. But yeah, unfortunately...
His extra army down here, he would pretty much have him contained.
Yeah, I mean, now Foxbat has a bunch of options. He has enough units so he could continue to be aggressive if he wants to. If he knew that it was only Vultures, he could be so annoying, or only Zealots, he could be so annoying with his Vultures. But he's also got this third base up and running, especially if he... Oh, he missed a lot of SCVs, though. That's probably the biggest thing that's hurting him right now. He doesn't really even have enough to be able to transfer a lot of SCVs over to his base. So...
Yeah, I definitely can tell.
But he's getting it walled up.
Is the 2 armory a normal thing? I think that is.
Yes. Double armory, particularly if you expand. Like if you go for a 2-factor or 2-base timing push, then you wouldn't usually go 2 armory, unless you're doing. There's this new build that's kind of like just now out that Flash has been doing, where he goes for like this Mega Doom 2-base push with like 7 facts and fast double upgrades. But if you play the Terran style where you go to max with a third base, then yeah, you usually get double armories pretty fast, so you can have like 2-1 timing at about 14 minutes, 13 minutes, somewhere in that range. You get the first armory, I don't know, like 40, 50 supply, somewhere in that range, a little bit before you even make your third command center. Alright, so Throw King still has a little bit of army. He does have an Arbiter on the way. Those kind of things can help turn the tide, that's for sure. Got an Observer coming over here. He's going to see the base. He's going to know it's there. Unfortunately, Throw King is back to not having an obs at the front, so he has no idea if Foxbat moves out. And that's a huge deal in PvT. Like, if you allow Terran to just go somewhere with his army and siege up with mines, it's really, really hard to break. So Terran just gets this amazing position for free that then you can't do anything about. Especially with like timing pushes and stuff like that, you can't just let them walk to your base. You have to be kind of constantly threatening them, slowing them down, not letting them get mines out, buying time for your units, and then you go ahead and attack.
I feel like he could be doing a better job with his mine placement, just kind of generally throughout the map.
Yeah, he just doesn't have much mines in general, so yeah, I agree. It'd be nice if he had a few more mines at expansions. He's got SCVs at expansions, but notice he doesn't have any mines over top right natural. You know, there's just lots of exposed bases where Toss could have hidden bases.
He had like, you know, 10 mines right in front of this little choke point where this statue is.
Where?
You see where all the Dragoons and Zealots are, like by the statue?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It'd be good to have some mines there, too,
If
yeah.
he just had like 10 mines right there, that would be such a nuisance.
But, you know, you can tell he's doing a good job of it. He's focusing on his macro pretty hard, which is definitely by far the most important things. Like, it's a hell of a lot better to have, you know, 400 minerals than it is to have some mines on the map and have 3,000 minerals. But yes, you're definitely right that more mines in general seem to be a little bit of a weakness for Foxbat. And I mean, Terran pushing is really hard, so you know it's a tricky thing to do. But it's really important to get those mines on your flanks or sides as you push. And when you're moving out with a big army, you really want to have mines. Like you would want to have mines all on maybe the right side of the map right now, so that Protoss can't just come back and counter. Because if there's a big minefield, then it'll take so long for Protoss to counter that they'll really question whether or not it's worth it. All right, looks like Throw King wants to take an engagement. We have an Arbiter here. We got a pretty late siege. But oh no, Throw King's taking a pretty bad engagement. He's clustered up against the wall, so this is not good. There's a Science Vessel there to spot lots of Arbiters, but his army's just coming in a really bad line, totally blocked by the cliffs, and that's just GG. The positioning wasn't very good for Foxbat, and also Throw King staying to fight way too long. Like the second your Zealots die in PvT, you have to run away. Like he didn't run away until, well, he ran away a long time after all his Zealots died.
That was a really fast Goliath.
Yeah, you usually want a few Goliaths out once there's Arbiters. You want to be able to shoot them down eventually. If they're just allowed to chill there.
Like he just recognized.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a huge-ass probes transfer. My god. He had a lot of probes in his main. That is the snake of probes heading to that base. Alright, so he's going to try to save this base, but I don't think he has enough... Oh, never mind, he's reinforcing with Zealots. Oh, these Vultures can just go up the ramp, though, and be, like, super efficient against these Zealots. And now Foxbat, the mistake Foxbat's making is when you take a total victory against a Protoss army, like that, where they lose everything, just go push somewhere, like right then. There's absolutely no reason not to. You know, like Foxbat is now just giving Throw King extra mining at what is it, 3 o'clock or whatever, that he doesn't have to. If he just takes his army and attacks, there's no way that Throw King can get out enough reinforcements. If there's like 10 gateways in one base and 10 gateways in another base, maybe you have to be a little bit careful. But if it's like one base of gates and Protoss suicides their whole army and you have some stuff left, just go rally and attack, and you'll take out a base or 3. Oh, he's got to run these probes though. Oh no, oh no. I guess he knows the base is dead. So he's about dried up, except at his third base, which does not have many probes. And Yellow Foxbat has a huge bank and is in a good position. So I don't really think there's much that Throw King can do here. I would like to see him in these kind of positions. Maybe try recall a little bit more. So recall can be really powerful, especially at these levels, although in general. Does hit a decent stasis on some of the front tanks, but there's just a lot of Vultures left here to buffer. Good reinforcement timing here for Foxbat. And he's going to crush another army, and there we go, GG. Oh, we got a bunch of people in here now. Okay. I see Arya. I see Strom Carlin. I see Foxbat. Strom Carlin, get in the channel, man.
Hello.
And hello, Mr. Stardom. How are you doing?
A little tired, but...
And yeah, Checkmater, get in here. I said channel's OPLM, US East.
Yeah, I was watching it from your stream. That's only what I knew about the game state.
Yeah, I saw your comments and stuff, so yeah.
Go.
Yeah, Demorsh, you looked a bit rusty that game.
Yeah. Foxbat, definitely get more mines on the map, although I can't really say the same thing, because I do have that bad habit myself.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's good to have. It's good to have. Like, honestly, as a Protoss, one of the most annoying things to play against is Terrans that leave, like, a couple tanks and, like, a turret or two out with, like, big minefields. And you just have this whole huge region of, like, no vision. You can't move your obs into it easily. And it just, like, blocks down all counters. Like, mines are really distracting as a Protoss. They're not so bad in like the early or middle part of the game, because like a lot of times you can just be sitting back with your dragoons and you're free to just go around and clear the map. But when shit is actually happening and Terran keeps laying mines while like attack, oh my god, that can really ruin tosses. All right, so let's have. I don't know what level Checkmater's at, but oh, we can do Strom Carlin versus Checkmater unless you want to play Hot Mango.
I'm actually pretty sick, and I've already played a couple games today.
Okay.
So I'd rather just obs for a
Oh,
couple.
that is fine if you don't want to play.
I could play, but just I'm so bad that it wouldn't be fun for anyone.
All right, let's see who
Oh,
we're
I can
even gonna
off
say.
race. It says my off race is forced in my main. My main is Terran, by the way.
I guess I play Terran.
Yeah, here, well, I'll watch one. I'll watch one of you, and we can see where you're at and just what's going on. If you want to mute your mic though, so that I don't, you can't hear like what's going on.
Yeah, most definitely. Vivi the owl. It's hilarious to me.
Vivi the Owl. All right, so we got her here. All right, so I think we're about ready to go. Actually, someone else might have joined. All right, Throw King's gonna go Terran and lift. All right, here we go. Let's go
what?
into it.
Why am I on the what?
Yeah, you're playing. You apparently you picked random, but yeah, this other
Oh,
guy's.
I didn't pick random. Why are we doing 2v1?
It's not. He's obs. He just lifts and obs.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't play Protoss, so this
Okay.
is fun for me.
Just type re,
Free.
and then we'll all leave the game and remake it. But obs can't like talk to chat, so I had to have you say re so that Tyler knew what was up. Yeah, if all the ob spots are full, people just go Terran and lift.
Okay, okay.
So that was all that he was doing.
So one of my friends just texted me, "Go check your Facebook," and I have not been on Facebook in like literally years. I feel like an idiot.
Wait, what? Say again?
One of my buddies just texted me, "Go on your Facebook."
Yeah.
I haven't checked Facebook in so long.
Oh, you're like my friend. He'll have Facebook. All right, so we need to move Hot Mango, switch with
Full
Foxbat.
house in here.
It is a full house. All right, so Checkmater needs to go. Actually, Foxbat knows how to ob, so I'm gonna switch in with Checkmater. Foxbat is Terran and lift. Foxbat, you're here. Terran and lift. Throw King's Terran and lift. Okay, now we're good. All right, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And you'll have to go give vision to the obs. Like when the game starts, click on the diplomacy tab and then go give vision.
Okay. I've heard of this, but I've never actually done it myself. A vision to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not to Arya, but to everybody else.
Whoa. Not Arya. Okay.
No, he's your opponent.
Okay. Well, now he knows where I am. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and mute.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we have Arya as Protoss here, and Hot Mango as Terran. Now I think Hot Mango is pretty new, so we're just gonna watch and see where he's at in his learning. By the way, Foxbat, not a bad game. Not a bad game. Are you there? It looks like you're there, but
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
oh, okay. It didn't show the icon, huh? I was just saying, not a bad game, man.
Yeah.
Little bit rusty from Demorsh. His attacks were pretty uncoordinated, but it looked like you hit some pretty nice timing for your factories. Like you had him down pretty quick, and
Yeah,
so you came out with a good timing. Like he had a scary army, but he didn't quite get his engagement. He also kind of lost vision of your army for a little while, so you were able to get into a good position. The only thing I would say, and I think I mentioned it before, is if you can, maybe focus a little bit more on mining up on the sides of your push where Protoss is probably going to attack you, because having that minefield is like hugely advantageous. like if you
Yeah,
don't
like-
if you don't have mines, it's usually pretty easy for Protoss to A move you and win the fight. But like mines just change everything.
Yeah, mine's like one of the things I'm trying to work on. Like,
Nice.
when I sent my replays to a James talk show, like one of the things they talk about was like one of the questions I asked was like, where to siege and when to lay mines, and
Mhm.
the advice that they gave to me was to like, if you don't have the APM, just to focus on CC safe first, and then worry about
Okay.
later.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And also another change I did with that game was like, since that game was froze, like I was
Yeah.
noticing I was having floating a lot of minerals as a problem. So like that game, I decided to try to tackle that problem. So throwing that CC early, yeah, jumping to the factories earlier as well.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't quite catch the last bit of it. What was the reason for putting down the CC? I was curious about that choice.
Because I've noticed I was floating a lot of minerals. So
Okay.
I having to figure out what's
Okay.
causing minerals
That's
to-
fair. Yeah, if you're floating minerals, I would say you got one or two options. You can either throw it on the CC, or you can say, you know what, fuck you, you're gonna die on 2 bases, and throw down another fact or 2. So yeah, all right. If you did float minerals, nothing wrong with building a CC. It was working out for you. You had still had enough to make the push work.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I would say, you probably some of this was making like a SCV cut to get your factories out, but you like stayed cut on SCVs. You didn't really have, at most you look like you could have transferred about 5 or 6 SCVs from both bases to your third. So more SCVs.
Yeah, I noticed my NAT was low in SUVs. And
Your main was low too. Not as bad as your NAT, but both were low. And you like I said, when you get those games where you just like make all the SCVs, it really, you'll be surprised how much faster you get to really high supplies and get a good army out. And then where it really hurts you in games like the last one is just, you know, you just like only had 3 or 4 SCVs at your third base, and you didn't really have many that you could afford to transfer.
yeah.
So I mean, of everything, that would probably be the thing I would still prioritize the most, is try to just, and really just the best way to do it, in my opinion, is just to make it a reflexive habit, where you're just always pressing whatever hotkey you use for your command centers, like maybe 0 or 9, and just going 0S, 9S, or, you know, 1S, 2S, so that you just almost do that without thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it's because I was just going off the cuff. Like when I'm laser focused on a swapping a build order, then I'm more.
Mhm. I would say though, as a general, even if you're going off the cuff, SCVs should always be building. Like if you're gonna make
Yeah.
a cut for a factories, like to make a 5-fact, like there'll be a cut, but that cut's like 20 seconds.
Right.
You know, the rest of the time, SCVs, SCVs, SCVs. That's just, it makes a huge difference. Like that push you did with more constant SCVs probably could have been like similar timing, but probably had 5-6 more units in it. Probably at least another round of tanks, maybe a little bit more. If you would have been 100% consistent with those SCVs. All right, so let's see. We got Tyler. He did 12 next. That's pretty abusive, but looks like he's getting away from it. And Hut Mango, unfortunately, is 2-facting, but he's doing 2-fact with a command center. So obviously that's not a particularly strong choice, because you don't have the aggression from the 2-fact, and it gives you a really light command center, so it's kind of like not quite enough stuff to be really aggressive and scary with, but it also gets a very late command center that puts you behind economically. And I mean, you know, we can see Arya supplies. It's 42 supply for Arya for Tyler, and about 26 for Hut Mango. He's got a really fast academy. I would say probably a bit too fast. That's really rushed out, especially since he has vultures and 2-facts. Like, you could just lay mines if you were worried about super fast DTs. You could also scout with them to try to figure that out. And I don't know, did he even scout though? Because if he saw 12 Nexus, he should also know that he doesn't have to rush out the academy simply because there can't be tech quite that fast. And he hasn't gotten a scanner. And he hasn't gotten a scanner with it either, which is, you know, if you're going to get the fast academy, the only reason, unless you're going to do Marine Medic or do something crazy, like the only reason you're getting that fast academy is to get the scanner. So I would really like to see him have the scanners. All right, so we got a few vultures outside the natural. Just kind of hanging out, which is fine because the natural looks pretty well defended from harass. There's the slightest chance one of those vultures would sneak by with speed and get into the main, although now it looks like they're going to engage these dragoons here. And the third base, of course, is pylon walled off, so no real options there. Oh, I don't know why his command center's floating away. That's not ideal. I guess he got scared because he saw the 4 dragoons and didn't have a tank out, but got to land that command center. So unfortunately, Hut Mango is basically just going to end up really, really far behind economically. I mean, he hasn't even landed his command center yet, and we're about 7 minutes, and Stardom, Arya, Tyler, whatever you want to call him, is already taking a third base. So it's going to be a huge economy for Arya, and Hut Mango just doesn't have much of an economy. And we can see SCV-wise, he's only got about a control group right now. He could probably have twice as many. Which, you know, you combine those all together, and just the economy for Hut Mango is going to be really small. And we'll see that Tyler is going to have 3 or 4 control groups here in the next few minutes, and Hut Mango will maybe have a group or something, and it will probably just be an A-move win here for Stardom. But the good news is it looks like Hut Mango has, you know, a general grasp. Like, he made it sound like he was completely new to playing, but I mean, he has a general grasp of what he's doing. I mean, he's transferring it. So you can see here, though, the transfer, though. It's a transfer of 8, and he still only has 7 SCVs in the main, so he transferred 2 more than he needed. I mean, at this timing, you can have a full transfer of 12 and still have well more than 12 in your main. But I would say, basically, to me, it just looks like Hut Mango needs to make a little more SCVs, and he's playing a little too defensive, a little too scared. And that might be the case because if he's newer to playing and he's been playing against stronger guys, they're just hitting faster timings. They're coming out with more stuff, and perhaps you get in the habit of playing like a little bit scared, like, oh my god, if I don't be defensive, I'm just gonna die. So yeah, my recommendation here would be just be a little more confident, expand a little bit faster, and then go from there. And not much to stay for Stardom. He is, I believe, 1700, 1800-ish as Terran, so his toss is probably okay. He's got his Arbiter Tribunal coming up. He's on 3 bases. I'm the best Discord moderator of all time. Your face keeps falling below... Oh, tilt it down. Is it too high? Shit. Well, I adjusted it slightly. Hopefully that adjusted it enough to be useful. So if I had to guess, I would guess Hut Mango is probably around 1k, maybe 1100 MMR or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's about 1k.
Yeah, that would be my guess. So he's not like that bad. He, like I said, when he said first, he made it sound, I thought he was going to be like 600 and have like 30 APM. But I mean, you know, he's got 130 APM. He's obviously using hotkeys. He's got a general idea of what's supposed to happen in the game here. I mean, we got 5 factories. We got general right units from Terran. Again, the lack of SCVs, I haven't seen him make an SCV in ages, is what's really killing him right now. Okay, so he's getting a starport. He's actually got really well-timed starports, I think, based on his upgrades. Like, I think he'll actually have the science facility done to get, like, 2-1. SCVs equals cheating, he knows. Anything that's not mutas is cheating, apparently. That's the Bible according to Vivi. And Stardom's gonna grab a 4th base. SCV's OP. Yeah, but they don't regenerate, so, you know, they're handicapped. They're beefy in a one-off, but they lose in the long term. They lose in the war of attrition. They can repair as long as you have minerals. But if you take all your SCVs to attack, then you can't repair them. And I mean, Hut Mango, you know, he's got his minerals down below 1,000. In fact, pretty close to 500. He's mostly making depots. Again, at this point, it's just going to be the story of economy. I mean, he hasn't even remade an SCV in the main. He actually is making a couple at the natural, but not a ton. Oh, hey, thanks, Babo. all that. Now you're making me feel like I don't know, a cam boy. Tilt that camera down. Okay, here's a tip. All right, so Stardom's moving his army around the map. And yeah, at some point Stardom is going to attack, and he will he will win the game. I mean, what's it going to be next? Like, you know, lower the collar a little bit. You know, start moving towards the Sham2 look. And then I don't know where it goes from there. I don't know if I want to think about where it goes from there.
I think Toss is just waiting for this observer here.
Yeah, he might be, because he doesn't have anything to clear mines as far as I can tell. He went for reasonably fast arbs and some other stuff.
Gotta be Bisu. Defuse the mine.
Just be Bisu. That's solid StarCraft advice. Don't be bad, just be Bisu. Solid StarCraft advice. Alright, so Stardom is kind of just moving his army around a little bit, just chilling. Oh man, it's escalating. It's like, you've got it all planned out. You get people like addicted to the sound and like the amount, and then you just like keep upping what they have to do until all of a sudden they're just completely hooked and suckered in. I don't even know what Stardom or what Stardom Arya is waiting for at the moment. I don't know. Yeah, I guess probably the observers. But he's got an observer now.
Maybe for some arbiter tech.
And we can see 53 supply, 180 supply. And we can see the minerals from Hot Mango are low. So, I mean, he's spending his money. It's just you don't have much money when you've got a grand total of 18 SCVs or something. He's getting his upgrades out. You know, I mean, like I said, there's a lot, in all honesty. There's a lot to like about what Hot Mango is doing. If he can learn reasonably quickly to just make the SCVs, and possibly just be a little more confident, he can easily hop 1 to 200 MMR in the space of a couple weeks. So Stardom's coming up with his big scary army. He's maxed at about 1245 with 4 bases, so you know, pretty crisp Protoss timings, as would be expected. And, you know, we can see Hot Mango, he's back there, he's being really defensive, but he hasn't defended his third. That's something you'd want to do in a normal game, of course, is get 3 depots up here at your third base, get a few tanks over, maybe a turret. If it's exposed like that, it's really easy for Protoss to attack. And of course, you don't want to leave it open like this. Yeah, you could leave it open and put like 12 tanks and a minefield and all that stuff, sure, but then you can't take your army out in the game later, or else it'll just always be vulnerable. Drop 1400 MR. I don't even know. I wonder what the lowest MMR that people are at. I wonder if there's anybody that's actually at like 200 or 300 MMR, or if there's even games to be found at that level. I'm guessing there probably just aren't games.
1K. But
Like, I took an account down intentionally once to like 950, but I don't know how much lower I could have gone. Alright, so Stardom's going for it.
I thought it only went to 1K.
No, it goes lower, but I don't know how low. Like, Starlog didn't even have stats for it, which was a little unfortunate back when Starlog was a thing. Alright, so Stardom's gonna win here. And that will be it for this game. Also, hello, Least. I didn't see you there in the chat until now, but hello. And GG. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we need to find someone that's a little more of an even match for Hot Mango. But again, Hot Mango, like, man, you just make some SCVs, a little more confident expanding. Huge room for improvement. And it looks like Hut Mango's back. So Hut Mango, you can watch the stream too if you want some of the commentary. But honestly, a lot of stuff you're doing actually looks really nice. Like, you're actually spending your money pretty well. You've got like a general idea of what you need to build. You know, like your APM's okay, all those kind of things. The biggest thing that we were seeing is that number one, I don't know who you've played, but maybe you're used to playing just kind of people that are kind of strong. So you're playing like really scared. So you expanded like 2 factories, very slow, all that kind of stuff, and Arya was just being very greedy. So he got this ridiculous economy while you were being scared.
Yeah, I saw that really fast expansion, and I was like,
Yeah,
and then you like you saw the fast expansion, and then you like made a really fast academy, and like when Protoss expands that fast, you actually don't need an expansion like that, simply because, you know, or you don't need an academy like that because you know if they're spending money on the Nexus, they can't like rush DTs at that timing.
I actually did rush DTs out of it.
You made DTs, but then my mines killed them. I heard them die.
Yeah.
So.
I did. And then.
Yeah, I was trying to use that as a scouting. It's mostly good for a very fast.
And then the other thing we saw is like you made a few SCVs at the start of the game, and this is like 100 times the biggest thing you can fix, and it's a quicker fix, so to speak. You made like, I don't know, 10 SCVs maybe at the start of the game, not super consistent, and then you just completely stopped making SCVs. Like you made a transfer from your main to your natural that was like 8, and you only had like 5 left in your main, and you like never made any more. So you just ended up with like no economy. So that's why he attacked you with this like ridiculous army, and you were just like, oh, I guess I die now. And that's all the SCVs, because like you were spending your money, you just didn't make enough SCVs. Like probably the most important thing you can do when you're learning is just learn like whatever you hotkey your command centers to, 0, 9, 1, 2, is just learn to go like 1S, 2S, 3S, or 0S, 9S. Just like do that constantly, and just constant SCV production. Like you could have had 3 control groups more than what you had there if you would have just made SCVs. Like everything else looked, you know, reasonably good, and I would say just looking at that, you could easily jump 1 to 200 MMR in a couple weeks just by doing a better job making SCVs. Like that would make a huge difference for how you're playing.
I'll be honest, I did play the early game without using my keyboard for the most part. Then towards like the mid game to later stage of the game, I actually started to use my keyboard a bit.
Yeah, the game is too full, so we can't. An ops map won't get more players in, I don't think. All right, so
it will give us 4 more players.
Will it? I don't think you can have. I don't think it'll let you have that many in a game. Plus at that point, it'll for sure lag.
Lags.
Yeah, it'll lag.
Though.
Strom is
can
definitely
get
right
more
about that.
people.
Strom Carlin, are you? Is that like where's that name from? Is that just a game name, or are you from like a particular country where it means something? It feels European.
I'm not.
Okay.
But it's the. Do you know what a fossagrim is?
Sorry, say again.
Do you know what a fossagrim is?
No, I don't.
Sounds like faucet.
It's like a mythological creature that's
Oh, okay.
like a water spirit
Oh,
that
shit,
has
no.
to do with violin, and the Swedish name for it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like really specific.
I was gonna say it sounded very like kind of like Nordic or something.
You said that plays the violin.
Yeah, it's like a water spirit that's got to do with violin. Just look it up.
Strom Carlin, are you the one that plays? Are you the one that plays violin that I was talking to?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, so who is playing? Strom Carlin wants up. Do you want to play, or did you not want to play?
I've already played like 4 games.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Yeah.
Very well.
All right, so Vivi definitely wants to go up, so we'll switch Vivi with Hut Mango, and Vivi can play against.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna get off.
Okay.
I think I might need to go to bed. So
Okay,
I
man.
think I can fix this problem.
Well, thanks for joining
I'll
us,
go down
and
to ops then.
thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time, man. Take care.
Alright, see you guys.
All right. So that's gonna be Vivi against. We'll go Vivi against Demorsh, I guess, unless someone else wants up, unless Foxbat wants up, or Checkmater wants up.
Said he wanted a game.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll move Checkmater to home team. Move to home team. It's like not moving him.
To change race as well.
That's weird. It's like literally not like moving him.
It's laggy, I think.
No, it'd be like impossible lag. No one is like able to understand what you said. I think Jake Pliskin figured it out, but the chat's like faucet grin, faucet gremlin, flossing grim.
FOSSEGRIM.
Yeah, Pliskin had the chat covered for that one. Oh wait, I can't. Okay, it's locked up for everyone. I'm gonna remake. Like nothing's working.
Okay. Real remake.
Alright, I'll go to We'll open this up. We'll have Vivi against Checkmater. Vivi against the chess person. Alright, Strom, you're going T and obs. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's DBZ. Oh, it is. Short match, maybe.
Probably.
Who thinks Vivi will make mutas?
Vivi's pretty.
Not
Nah, bro.
Does anyone think there won't be mutas in this game?
Favorite girl in the
Going
game
for
with
a
Zerg
pool.
points only.
All right,
Muted
so
only for Guardians.
top right, Vivi the Owl. Bottom right, Checkmater. No idea on Checkmater's skill. Again, I'll try to watch the game and guess his skill, so don't shout it out if you know. I like trying to figure it out from replays. It's like a challenge.
Also, fuck just playing with a mouse. That actually is the worst.
What's up, baby?
Hopefully, Hot Mango. Hopefully, he wasn't like discouraged. He sounded a little disappointed.
I think he's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about what I did. It was so.
Well, it's just you know, it's a little too much skill disparity. Like, I mean, if you only have 15 SCVs, you can do everything else really well, and you just won't have any units. And he was doing a lot of stuff really well, to be honest.
She actually wanted to make plans for another time. So that's nice. If someone blows me off and then it's just like at some point in the future.
I'm assuming this is a side conversation. It's very loud though.
You know? I made a lot of probes.
Checkmeter beat Stork 3-1 in their latest balloon series.
Okay, so we got a 9-pull from Checkmater and
Oh, Chobo. Oh, no. I was gonna say Chobo got tired of just chatting. Jesus, least mute your mic, man. That's like brutally loud. Least save us. He can't hear though. All right, so Vivi is 9-pool. Yeah, 9-pool.
yeah, and so was Checkmater,
Yeah.
but she got the faster gas.
Like
Can't see the other
let's see.
person. I can only see Vivi.
Oh, Checkmater didn't.
Did an ally, I know.
Well, I guess it's either stream or just watch Vivi's vision.
Okay.
Okay, you
R.I.P.
get a first-person.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
I
What
think it's about how
spawn
to do
is
the
the other
old-fashioned way.
one?
Checkmater's bottom right.
left,
Bottom right.
left. Oh, really?
Bottom right versus top right.
Oh, okay, at least like left the call. That's good because there was obviously some shit going on. It was very loud. All right, so both
Okay,
players have
so
3
they're
lings.
both just getting speed.
Are they? Did they both spend their
Yeah.
gas? Okay.
Yeah, they already spent their gas.
I mean that's common, but 9-pool air is also a build in ZVZ. Chobo. Oh, that's why Chobo Swaggins appeared. He just appeared to like mute least because he has mod powers. He can do that kind of stuff. All right, let's see what happens here. The lings are going to come down to each other. They've of course seen their overlord, so this is going to come down to first control.
They're gonna see each other.
Let's see it. Oh. Checkmater reacted better, but Vivi had the better concave. I think it's going to go okay for Vivi. Oh, that's going to be pretty even.
It's a better concave for a.
Pretty even. First attack versus concave. All right, so Vivi starts lair. Checkmater is very slow on his lair, so that's going to give Vivi, well, we'll see how much of an immediate advantage.
Checkmater could get lair right now, people.
Yo, he's been able to get lair for a while. It's definitely for getting lair. Judging by his money and the fact that all his larvae moving.
Expand. Oh my god.
Oh, if he tries to expand, well, he's gonna have issues with Muta if he does that.
Well, he can deal with mutas, but it'd be very difficult though.
I mean, he's gonna have to spore up, but I don't even know if he'll be able to spore up his natural in time.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to.
Right, and I don't know. This is not something that players.
He needs to move his overlord to.
This is like not something that players that usually do. So I don't even know how the timings will work out. Like maybe there's a chance Checkmater can finish this hatchery and like spam lings and try to force Muta by pressuring that way. But we'll see what happens here.
Okay, so the super late lair. He just finally started it.
Oh, now it's getting bad for Checkmater though. He's got 2 idle larvae. Vivi's gonna have more lings. She's probably just gonna kill him right here. He missed larva.
This is...
He saved larva. As long as Vivi doesn't miss control, and Vivi usually has okay control. So this is already going good for Vivi. Crushed here, nothing on the way, so that's gonna be GG. Vivi takes it. Just miss macro.
Yeah, GG.
It was okay for him in terms of not dying until he missed 2 larvae, but he couldn't afford to miss 2 larvae.
He went for a very greedy build.
Yeah, that's probably true too. I don't even know if it's good though. I feel like if you're already going 9-pool, I feel like it makes more sense to go into lair.
Yeah, you should have went lair
wait on
after
the
gains
lair.
or like speed right away.
I always mess that up. I always.
Well, the other thing,
Like 900
the other thing you
gas.
did too is you like, right when Vivi was making constant lings, you like stopped making lings, so you had like 2 idle larvae, and if you would have kept making, you would have had the same number of lings, but you had less and then no reinforcements, so she just rolled
My
you.
understanding is you're supposed to match lings and then macro with everything else.
Yeah, but you didn't match links.
Yeah.
You paused for like
You
2
have
larvae.
layer before- Yeah, the speed first was fine. It was just not getting the layer was the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think if you're new, as a general like strategical rule or whatever, match ling or make lings if you haven't seen your opponent or don't have confirmation of what your opponent is doing.
Okay. The links on the event made me think that
Blunner
I could macro.
All right, start him. Go for it. Kill an SCV. Vivi's not that bad, but make it a little bit more challenging in the early game. So drop off an SCV.
Maybe said not to.
Oh well, I guess if she doesn't want you to, then don't worry about it.
She's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, she's reasonably strong. Her micro is like it's an unusual case. Her micro is like 2 ranks at least above her MMR. I would or at least a rank and a half, because I would say based on how I play against her, she's probably like high D, low C. I would guess 1500 ish. But her micro.
I think she's low E because I have her on.
Yeah, she says that, but seeing how she's done against players that are D and C and against me, I think she just like hasn't laddered enough, or she's improved or something. But her micro is at times better than plenty of B guys I know. Her muta micro is routinely at least at C, and sometimes it's better. And I've seen her do other things at quite high level. She just doesn't really macro enough. If she had a little more macro behind it, she would be like high C, low B at a minimum easy. But it makes her weird to play against, because it probably feels really scary, because you just don't face that kind of micro that often. So if you're like 1350 or 1400 and you're playing against her, and like the mutas are just harassing you nonstop pretty good, you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Alright, so Arya already told us he's going to go mech, which is somewhat common for him. Arya is a good example of a Terran that is B, but very good at, or very low APM. He's like usually 110 to 130 APM most of the time, especially late game. And he's B, so he makes good decisions, and he does a very good job prioritizing the right things to do with his lower APM. And Vivi is 12 hatch, yep. Oh, she's doing the optimized 12 hatch. Nice, 13 pool. Or maybe she'll do 3 hatch before pool and get really greedy. But no. To be honest, I think this variation of 12 hatch is like way better. Like it's slightly more vulnerable to like maybe an 8 racks and to like BBS, but like BBS is BBS anyways. And it just gives you way better timings. You've got more drones comfortably. You hit like the same muta timings. It's just a really nice build. Scan was the one who like originally showed it to TL. He's got a guide for it if you want to know the details of how to do it. Alright, so of course the factory for Arya. And the Vulture will be on the way. Let's see if Vivi figures this out. Actually, she might have... Did she already scout with the drone? Did she see the factory?
Yeah, she saw it. That's when she did the optimized.
Oh, okay.
patch.
Alright, then she should have...
decided that it wasn't a rush.
Yeah. Then she should have a sunken up here to deal with that first Vulture. Not let that guy in and do a bunch of damage. It wouldn't totally shock me if Stardom did a drop. He probably won't, since he said he's going mech. But, you know, you can do a Vulture drop with that, and it's pretty powerful if Zerg doesn't see it. When you get 3 or 4 Vultures in your base, and you've got, like, 2 Lings and a Sunk, and you're just like, oh my god. Oh my god.
I actually don't know if she saw the factory.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like she has yet, because there's no Sunken on the way.
Yeah.
Now, with this many Lings, she'll be reasonably okay, especially because it looks like she went speed first. So, this could be really dangerous for Stardom, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, especially if speed kicks in. If speed doesn't kick in, he can just micro and it'll be okay. But if there's speed coming, this is scary. All right, let's see how it goes. See how it goes. No reaction yet. Okay, now Stardom's reacting. Let's see how he can micro this vulture. He's got a micro for his life. It's a bit scary until he gets a second one out. All right, doesn't look like there's speed coming. Maybe I was wrong about that. Oh, Stardom!
Oh no.
He got it away, just barely. And oh, he's actually okay. Now, we'll see if he produces a vulture or a tank now. I think there's a good chance he'll produce a vulture, but he might, because no Lings rallied in, he might be like, okay, probably not. But now Vivi is able to get. Oh, Vivi's making 2 sunkens. That's really overkill. You don't need like a front sunken and a back sunken. You just need one, and you really need the one sunken you make more like where her unmorphed one is. You want it to cover the ramp, and ideally as much of the minerals as you possibly can. A forward sunken like the first one, don't place sunkens like that to defend vultures because they'll just run by and they'll ruin your life. Second fact, and armory getting into those Goliaths, knowing that lair will be on the way for Vivi. Imagine if Vivi just like 3-hatch Hydra busted. I wouldn't even know who she was then. Alright, let's see what she hits for her lair timing here. It's definitely not a fast lair. I don't know if she put guys on gas late or just got lair late. Well, she definitely got lair a little bit late. I don't know if she put guys on gas late too.
She was floating like 200 gas.
Yeah. It was high. So she's going to have very, very delayed muta, which means that Stardom should have plenty of Goliaths out to deal with that. And unless she takes another hatchery very soon, she won't really have the window to go like pure muta. She'll eventually have to switch out of muta. Alright, we're going to have 4 vultures, but quite a few lings and a sunken here. Well, actually, the other sunken's unmorphed, though. These vultures may just run by this. No doubt, Stardom could run by that. Okay, now that she's morphing the second one. That would punish a run by. But still, from an economic standpoint, that was pretty painful to make two sunkens. Oh, Hydra Den and Spire. So, trying to confuse Stardom a little bit. It's gonna scan and be like, both things, And now we just enter the static phase of the game, wherein we wait for Vivi's muta to pop out. Actually, she's gonna make Hydra. Oh, never mind. Alright. This could be interesting. So Stardom is obviously preparing for muta. He obviously thinks it's muta. He doesn't actually have scan. He's just kind of blindly assuming it's muta. And he's investing a decent amount in turrets here. So let's see where Vivi takes it. She actually has a lot of supply. And now she's saving a little bit for muta. So I guess she does still want to make muta, and she's actually going to have enough gas to do this despite making Hydra because of how late her Spire is. I mean, you know, muta...
spent all of her eggs.
Oh, oh, never mind, okay. She was holding them like she was going to make muta, and her gas was going over 1,000, so I thought she was going to hold for muta, but I guess she's making a round of drones. Alright, so Vivi's getting into a strong economy. We'll see if she goes muta late, because usually you want Hydra muta to fight mech, and she's made enough drones now that she's not going to be able to just mass Hydra and try to, like, do a bust unexpectedly. She doesn't really have that option, so we'll see if she makes leg muta or if she just tries to play with such a big eco that she can just kind of outmass Arya.
Second Hydra then.
2 down? What? What is going on? What does she want to do? Get range and lurker at the same time? You don't even really want lurkers that bad versus mech. Not, like, super strong. Yeah, that's Babo saying, surprised Stardom didn't float an eBay or Rax to check for tech. He's going to blindly make Goliaths, which is not... that's true. He, like, right now, if he had a couple tanks, he could probably even move out right now and pressure this a little bit, but with just blind Goliaths, it's going to leave him a little bit weaker, a little bit more vulnerable. But he's going to start to get confused about now. He's like, Muta should have been here. Something's wrong. He's checking with his vultures, looking for his, like, hidden bases. He's just going to make a third base. Ah, that thing keeps saying that I'm doing a 24-hour stream. I swear to God I killed it. and close the app. I don't understand. This is not 24 hours though. Sorry if I got your hopes and dreams up, guys, but it's not gonna be 24 hours. The endless 24-hour stream. Just keep playing that and keep telling people I've been streaming for like, I don't even know, 500 hours. Just have a timer, just put it, just run it in the background and put it up. Twitch would figure it out somehow though. Like people would look at my Twitch. I'd need to find a way to like fake it on Twitch. All right, so here comes Vivi out now. On the one hand, she's made a lot of Hydras. On the other hand, again, she slowed down her build with those double sunkens. A few other things. She took a while to make the drones. So Stardom has supply that's well ahead of Vivi, and the only downside is he only has one tank, but he's staying behind his bridges. Now, if he doesn't have siege, this army could threaten, and in comes Vivi. Let's see, Vivi needs to walk her front Hydras in if she's going for this. They're not really close enough, so only a few of her Hydras are fighting. This is a really powerful arc from Stardom. Stardom should take this fight. It'd be nice if he had his Vultures participating a little bit. We got Siege Tank Fire, and it was just too good of an arc for Stardom there. Had Vivi run right on top of the Goliath with the Hydra, she might have been able to trade evenly there, but this is becoming an issue for Vivi because Vivi is only on 3 bases, or 2 bases, 3 hatches, so even an even trade would not have been very good for her because now Stardom's going to come down and be able to pressure, and a 2-base Terran is just going to outmass a 2-base Zerg, especially on pure Hydra. So Vivi doesn't have much of a recourse now. And Stardom checking what's there with his barracks, being a little bit careful, might wait for a couple more tanks. But then Vivi is going to have her hands full. She is going Hive. Fast Hive is usually not that great against mech. I mean, obviously, once you can get Defilers and Lurkers, they are good for holding ground against mech. But Fast Hive, just, you don't have the eco you need to do it. And if you try to take like 4 bases and do Hive, then mech just hits you with timings that you don't have any prayer of stopping. And of course we see the trademark Stardom at 100 APM with all of his units in a nice tight ball. I don't actually know what Stardom does to get all his units to clump up into such beautiful balls, but they do make wonderful clumps of units to stasis. Well, Vivi made a shitload of Lurkers, which is something, but Lurkers are kind of bad against siege tanks. They're pretty bad against Goliaths. So, while scary, they're also not scary. Like, if that was a bio army, if there's a bio army out there, yeah, they would never get anywhere near that, but all these Lurkers against mech? Eh. Alright, well, she's coming forward with the Lurkers. She's got a few Hydra in the background. Well, actually, if she could get all of them somehow burrowed, but it's not going to happen. Now, as long as Stardom has scans, he's going to be fine here. Siege Tank's doing damage. Goliath's there out of the fight. There might actually just be enough units here from Vivi that she will kill this off. And I think Stardom ran out of scans, too. I think Stardom ran out of scans. Now, Stardom has some mines on the map. He's got a tank. If he had 2 or 3 tanks, I'd say he's 100% fine. Vivi still doesn't have any eco behind this. The mines are a little out of position, though. So let's see what happens here. Does Stardom have more scan energy? Not from that one he doesn't, but he's got enough here. And there we go. Those Lurkers die. So a scary moment from Vivi, but Stardom's still very much in control of this game. But it did buy enough time for Vivi to get Hive. Now Stardom has his 3rd base up. He's actually forgotten to transfer SCVs, which is a little unusual for him. Starting to float a little high on minerals, needs to get those factories down. And I mean, you know, that Vivi made that attack work. I think in part because Stardom ran out of scan, or forgot to scan, or something of that nature. But now we'll see what she does with this Hive. Concerningly, she has this Hive, but she hasn't done anything with this Hive, which worries me. And of course, the supply gap for Stardom now, 50 supply. Okay, so Defy Mountain's going down, but that's going to be a long time before anything there. Oh, we got a few Vultures slipping in here. Let's see if we can pick off the other 2 drones, get one of them. But nope, not really being microed here by Stardom. And now Stardom going up to a shitload of facts, which is to say about 8 or 9 facts. Looks like 8. Can I count? Maybe? Yeah, 8. So 8 facts against 3 hatch. I mean, that's a rough story. That's a rough story. And now Stardom at about double supply. He's got about 4 tanks. He's got a bunch of Goliaths. We see that this time Vivi doesn't even have those Lurkers with her. She won't be able to get Defiler out in time. Well, she might get a Defiler out in time if Stardom goes here soon, but she will be very unlikely to have Consume in time. If she made a couple Lurkers and got Consume, she could possibly extend this game a little bit longer, but now she's going to basically face the constant mech pressure from Stardom, wherein even if she gets a Swarm down, Stardom just backs up, sieges up, and Vivi's just constantly getting hit with Siege Tank fire and has to have perfect swarms all the time or she dies, and eventually something is likely to slip and break. She is ecoing up. I mean, I like what she's trying to do. It's just kind of too little too late. Alright, so now Stardom is going to move across the map. We'll probably start to make more Vultures now here as we move into more of a late game army. Goliaths kind of lose some of their effectiveness once you get to Hive Zerg. A few Goliaths in the mix, sure, they're nice for deterring drops and helping out with that, and possibly for killing queens and stuff, but very, very heavy Goliath play. Just not as good. Vultures much better at fighting Lings. Mines are very, very powerful. Vivi is scouting with a few Lings. Stardom has not left any defense over at his third base. He does have a wall over here. It looks like it'll be tight. But Vivi has to deal with this giant attack from Stardom coming down now. Vivi's made about 7 mutas, which are cool. But Stardom has more Goliaths than Vivi has mutas. So as long as something weird doesn't happen in this fight and Stardom loses all his Goliaths, this should more or less roll over everything Vivi has. But let's see here, Stardom fighting at the bridges, so pretty good arc for Stardom. Again, Vivi is kind of lining up at her bridges as well. Muta are trying to snipe the tanks, but plenty of Goliaths there. Stardom not doing the best job reinforcing, but with all these tanks sieged up, running over Vivi's forces pretty easily. Muta numbers tricking out, and GG. So Vivi probably did startle Stardom a little bit, defending that, what was it, first or second push? And it was props to her for pulling that off, but unfortunately on just 3 hatches, it was never going to be enough eco. Was that you, Stardom? Someone just had this very high pitched sigh.
I actually got worried towards the end of the game when she got the Mulas.
Yeah. Oh, there. I wasn't worried for you there. I was slightly worried when you were getting attacked. Throw King wants to go. Throw King versus Foxbat, the rematch. I guess that's what's about to happen.
Sure, why
All
not?
right,
Why not?
let's do it. All right, top right-hand corner, we have yellow Foxbat, and in the bottom right-hand corner, as the red Protoss, purple Protoss, purple Protoss. I want to say red again. Purple Protoss. We have Throw King, aka Demorsh, aka Least.
He's
So-
throwing games away like it's going out of style.
He hadn't played in a little while, and was consequently a bit rusty. Got very badly thrashed around in the first game here against Foxbat, and looking for a little redemption here in game 2. Yeah, Arya, you had me worried. Did you run out of scans when she brought all those lurkers, or did she just have so many lurkers it was like...
She just had so many lurkers, I couldn't kill.
Okay. Because it looked for a second like you were out of scans, but I don't know.
I mean, even if I did scan them, I would not have killed the lurkers because there was like 6 of them left.
What she did looked almost kind of scary, but I think she like got her spire late or something. So her timings were a little thrown off. But you were like, you made like 5 turrets in both bases, and you were just making nothing but Goliaths, and we saw her starting to make Hydras, and we're like, Jesus, if her timing was like not thrown off from the mutas, you would be in trouble. And even when she did that first attack with the Hydras, you defended it pretty easily, but she didn't quite get to move in close with her Hydras. Like, you had a perfect concave, and she attacked on the bridge, and her Hydras funneled up. So if she would have like walked in with all the Hydras and attacked, that would have been a scary fight. Like, it was still close, and that was with her messing up her build. Like, it was like, maybe it was unintentional, maybe it was a little bit intentional, but either way, she faked you out, and like, it was a little bit scary.
Well, in TVZ, if you're going mech, you always at least build a couple Goliaths at first.
A few, but you were going nothing but Goliaths, and also you made all those turrets.
Yeah, true. But I also didn't want to mess up in case what she went for the melee. Because I saw a bunch of early links as I got my first 4 vultures around to her natural.
Yeah.
Which usually would indicate needed play, probably.
Those lings, for a second, because she like forgot to make lair, we thought she was getting speed, and we're like, oh shit, if those 8 lings suddenly have speed, she's gonna kill you right now.
Yeah, but I was lucky that she didn't get speed, so I was able to micro my She meant that.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
I'm sorry, Stardom, but she has pretty good micro. Like if she would have had speed there, which she could have had, I think she would have won that game.
Yeah.
She would have walked in for like an insta surround, and then she was just gonna have like probably 5 to 6 speedlings left, and you were like adding a shop to your factory. Like you were gonna be in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
Oh, Demor's getting a little bit of probe harass here.
Yeah, so we have a 12 next from Fro King. And so far, standard build on Yellow Foxbat.
Yellow Foxbat. I kind of want to see a Foxbat now. I kind of want them to be a thing. Like it sounds like it's supposed to be an animal.
I'll draw one.
Interested in what? Oh.
I said I'll draw one.
A clan. Oh, you'll draw one. Do you have artistic talent as well?
I draw a lot, yeah.
Oh, damn. So you do all the artistic things, music, drawing.
I don't
Who
write
knows what
very
else?
much.
Okay. You don't quite have the trifecta then, but close enough.
I started drawing before I started playing violin.
I can't draw for shit. I mean,
Sorry.
it's probably like everything. You probably just practice it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry, I thought you couldn't hear me. I liked drawing when I was a kid, and basically when I was in my early teens, I just drew constantly, so.
There you go.
It's just basically layover from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, every time I tried to draw, I was like, I can't draw anything. I'm not doing this. Like, that was me as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm bad. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Anything you're willing to practice, you can improve at.
Yeah. I mean, obviously some people have more talent, but, you know, like probably anyone that, like, draws seriously for a couple years is going to be able to make pictures that most people look at and say, hey, these look okay. You know, they might not be like, oh my god, what a beautiful work of art, but...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is, there's like a base level of skill, and then...
Do you know, since you draw some, do you know Glider from TL?
No,
also
I haven't
slash-
been a part of the Brew
Dude, that guy's so good.
Glider, he just actually posted a blog, but he's also on YouTube by the portrait art. He draws portraits, but he's like really good. He runs a pretty nice YouTube channel with like.
He usually uses like charcoal.
He's got like 400k subs, but it's a pretty good channel, and his portrait drawing and artistic abilities are really high level.
Yeah, he uses like a charcoal with really good technique.
But his thing is probably in blogs. I think I saw it like in blogs right now.
So Foxbat, I actually don't agree with having that bunker there super early like he did against 12 next.
Oh Jesus Christ! Apparently this is actually a real animal. Huh. Terapus, suborder. Oh my God, this is a mouthful. Yinterochiroptera is a genus of bats which are among the largest in the world. They are commonly known as fruit bats or flying foxes, among other colloquial names.
Oh, I heard fruit bats.
All right, we're going 4 gates here from Demorsh. He's a little bit worried about Foxbat's aggression this time. He's like, I'm just gonna get 4 gates and then expand. I don't want to die.
It's that he's doing the same thing I did in my game, having Artosis pylon for all those gates.
Yeah, probably okay though. Usually a random gate pylon isn't gonna die in PvP.
That's true. Unless they decide to do a drop-in notice. Hey, there's a small pylon that's harmed with these gateways. It'd be a shame if that pylon dies in the middle of a macro cycle.
So story time. How did all of you guys get into playing Brood War?
Me, I actually had a neighbor that actually was playing Brood War back when I was living in Washington State. He actually was. He got me and my dad into playing Brood War with him. I was like, oh, this is a cool game.
Yeah, I played a little bit like when I was growing up, just when I was young. You know, like campaigns and like using the cheat codes and power overwhelming and the gathering and just mind controlling every unit on the map and stuff like that. And then I didn't play for a long time. And then for some reason, like in college, me and some friends got together and decided, hey, let's play this game. We haven't played in forever. And so like I was trying to figure out how to beat them. So I like researched like Brood War strategies or something, which led me to TL, which then led me to doing all of this.
Yeah, actually, so okay, this is actually sort of why I picked Terrence as my race. I was just googling on YouTube and typed the word boxer,
Oh yeah.
and it came across this SCV rush video against Yellow. I was like, man, this is so fucking cool. And then watched his game versus Yellow on Neo Tornado. Boxer lost. It was very fun to watch him play. I was like, Terran looks so fun. I want to play this race.
There you go. What about you, Strom?
Because he went Noose against Yellow.
What's the question?
Like, how did you get into StarCraft or start playing or whatever?
Oh, well, my dad had like a burnt copy of the really old Brood War,
like vanilla?
Just the
or...
expansion. No,
okay.
just expansion,
okay.
not vanilla.
Gotcha.
And he is an IT guy, so he had like maybe 4 or 5 computers in our basement that weren't all his when I was a kid, maybe about 10ish. So I used to play with my 2 cousins, one who's the same age as me and one who's 4 years older, and we used to just be like three of us versus a computer or whatever. So we did that like a little bit, but like that only lasted like maybe like 6 months or something. Like we didn't play very long, and then last spring, one of my cousins told me and my dad that it went free to play because he was playing it with his buddy.
Okay.
So then we like downloaded it, and then as we were like talking about it, I YouTubed some stuff and started watching some casts and found like ASL and like watched a bunch of VODs, and then I got it for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So then I got remastered for Christmas. So then I actually started playing because I wasn't playing before. I was just like watching VODs.
So you watch the VODs and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just like watched it in my free time. I don't. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty interesting to watch because of strategy.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Okay, for a second there, it looked like we were gonna have a major engagement by Bro King into Fox Best Bar. Yeah, hello, here it goes.
Oh, nice tank snipe.
Tank station. There's gonna be a couple of dragoons that are going. Oh.
Yeah, 1 dragoon for 1 tank though. I'll take that trade. Buying time for some zealots. This is being.
There was a goon that was very low health that would die from 1 tank hit. But oh my gosh, this is actually a very scary army from Fox Bad.
It is scary. But with the shuttle and the zealots coming out here, if Demorsh cannot keep getting stuck on these walls, and take a good engagement,
Yeah,
every game I've seen, unfortunately, Demorsh has died on these walls. Like almost every time I've watched Demorsh play, he's like gotten his army stuck on these walls. All right, he's got his army in a good position. He's bringing up his zealots. Where's his shuttle? Where's his shuttle? Is it with? Oh, I see it. I see it. All right.
Yeah, it's with the zealots.
And I like that he's buying time. The only thing I don't like is that his minerals are going a bit high, and he hasn't added more gateways. A lot of times you want to cut probes a little bit and get to about 7 or 8 gateways. And now he's taking a little bit of a late engagement, and his dragoons are kind of clumped up. His army's not in a good line here. He needs to... this is being mismanaged. Terran gets a lot of free hits. He's being very indecisive. He's going to take a few mine hits on zealots. Loses 4 goons. Just a little too much indecision there, I would say.
Yeah, he was indecisive. That was the best way to describe that.
He could still maybe hold this, depending on how much time he gives Foxbat. Oh no, Demorsh, no. You can't attack this with like a few zealots. There's vultures there. You could maybe bomb the tanks, but the tanks aren't even sieged up. No, Demorsh, what? What?
Oh my god!
That was a rough siege from Foxbat. That just cost him like 3 tanks. But
but the show's going down. The show's going down.
Losing the shuttle is a nice gain, but
Yeah,
Demorsh,
that-
unfortunately,
that's a death sentence.
unfortunately, the main reason Demorsh is looking really bad right now is look at those minerals. He was doing all that stuff with the shuttle. He probably didn't look at his gateways once. Like his macro just keeps failing him during the actual pushes, and now he doesn't have reinforcements, and he even lost the shuttle, so he's just got no recourse. He's going to lose his third base again. Probably it would be better to just try to counter, but I can understand why you wouldn't want to do that because his natural feels kind of vulnerable. But he's obviously not going to kill this army, and if he attacks into it, he's just wasting units.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I know he
he's
wants
not
to save his
just
third,
away.
but, you know, obviously this army... Oh, he even moved backwards, and yeah, that's going to do it.
Okay.
Oh, nice job. I didn't even notice that, but Foxbat actually got... I don't understand. Oh, how the hell did that tank die? Oh, the tank shooting the pylon. I was like, what? The tank just blew up to a pylon. What the hell?
Turns out pylons are OP as fuck.
God, Demorsh, 3k minerals? Man, just...
Man, I thought it felt pretty bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, just like I said, all these games, Demorsh is just... He needs to figure out his PvT engagements, and he needs to tighten up his macro during them. Like his builds, what he's doing, he's getting into pretty good positions, but he's just not quite doing the right things with his army, and he's freaking out a bit under pressure and not macroing.
Yeah, I think you probably talked about this in your video about crisis management.
Yeah. Like, what you have to do is you have to, like, you know, like, retreat your Dragoons for a second, and the second they retreat, hit your button and go back to your gateways, spam around the Dragoons, and then, like, you know, you just gotta find those timings where you can macro, but you have to macro. I mean, now, I mean, Demorsh could still win this in the late game, depending on how things go. I mean, he still has okay supply, because Foxbat is probably low on SCVs. Yes, he's very, very, very low on SCVs. So again, Foxbat has that fairly weak economy. So that's the reason why Demorsh is still kind of in this, because Demorsh is doing a good job probing. But the fact that he still hasn't taken a third base, he's really going to need to hit Foxbat fairly hard here.
Well, Foxbat does have his third, but it's very low on SCBs, like you said. So it's kind of like running on like 2.5 bases more than anything.
Yeah, but think 2.5 base Terran against a 2 base Protoss, you're feeling pretty comfortable as Terran.
Yeah, and his main is about to run dry. So we do have an Arbor out for Bro King, so he should be able to get some recalls. Oh, that's one way you can get back in the game. Is that the Terran base has no turrets and mines around the factories, you can destroy those factories, actually delay some of the macro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see, Foxbat does have one of his armories running, but he's already got +1. He just needs to start his +2 starts now. So considering he went for a 2 base timing push, he's gonna have +1 around, or +2-1 around 16 minutes or so. I don't think that's terrible for going 2 base. And now he's adding a bunch of factories, so he's going up to 9 facts. So good production coming up here for Foxbat. Still hasn't quite caught up to Throw King in supply. Again, that's just unfortunately the result of those SCVs. If he made SCVs better, he would be just in an absolutely dominating position in this game right now.
Yeah. So Froki did decide to find his way back in the game by going for the double expand, the 7th top position natural.
He's got a lot of money. In that context, I like it. I would still like to see him get recall a bit faster and try to do something with recalls, but
yeah, I agree with you there.
Especially because he's had an obs up at the top base for a long time and saw that there's just no mines, only 1 turret. Like, this is very, very, very vulnerable to recall.
There's 2 turrets now, but only 2 stations.
Yeah, and no mines either. And his units are not super close to the base either.
Yeah. Well, the vultures can get there pretty fast though, just because of the
but vultures won't save you from like a beefy recall. Like, vultures are not enough. You need to have tanks over there.
Unless it's a pure zealot recall.
Sure, but that would be a questionable recall.
I mean, we saw Jehun with the 1 observer recall.
Well, I mean, did we? Did we see that?
He actually did that on Heartbreak Bridge.
Are you sure? I can't recall. Are you sure? I can't recall.
Oh, the puns.
Yeah, you were set up for that. You were set up. You set me up too well. All right, so Demorsh is loading up on army. He is max now, and he does have a good army. So this game could still swing. There's not a lot of mines. There's some things going on here. Like if Demorsh took a good engagement, and then could go after a base or recall, or even just took a good engagement and could get 8 more gateways up in another base, he can certainly play his way back into this game. I still don't like his position that great. He has not added gates to another base, but it's getting better for him. It's just taking Foxbat a little too much time to go ahead and macro up here. And it looks like he's gonna go for the recall. This is gonna hurt Foxbat really bad.
Yeah.
Could be game winning. It'll certainly be very painful. It'll be somewhere between painful and game winning here. This is a great move from Demorsh.
Yeah, Science Fossil just finished for Foxbat.
Alright, here we go.
But he doesn't have an EMP yet because of lack of energy. And oh, here comes the recall.
Yep.
And, oh man, that's a huge army from that.
It's a BB recall. Reaction from Foxbat is actually pretty fast, but it won't be fast enough to save the CC if the CC is targeted.
Yeah, CC will die most
although
likely.
he's not targeting the CC, which I don't particularly like.
Yeah. Okay, he's starting to now. The CC
Yeah, but
will die.
he didn't bring his goons on it, so I don't think it's a guarantee that the CC is going to die right now. No. Oh,
yeah.
come on. Be decisive. Be decisive. Make a decision and commit to it, but he's not microing his goons very well. He's going to save it.
He's going to lose the Science Vessel there.
Alright, that CC save is pretty huge.
Yeah, and he just lost some mining time.
However,
this
this is a common theme I want to talk about real quick. Notice that while this is going on, okay, the fact that Foxbat is attacking into this, or that Demorsh is attacking into this, I don't know about. Although not many of the tanks are siege, so maybe it'll do something. But I don't think you necessarily need to throw away all of his armor. Okay, if you can get a stasis down, but it's still going to get cleaned up. I think a little unfortunate that he wasn't sieged, but Demorsh is reinforcing pretty hard, and more gateways are going up. But this is a difference I want to highlight that I see from players a lot of times, and it is a good point about defending versus attacking. Is that Demorsh, if you noticed, when he was under attack from Foxbat, Demorsh didn't add gateways, he didn't do anything, he didn't macro, he basically just freaked out and fought the fight. In this case, Demorsh was the one doing the aggression, and anytime you're the one doing the aggression, you generally don't feel the same amount of pressure, so we saw Demorsh reinforce, we saw Demorsh even add gateways at his other base, we saw him basically do everything he needed to. And it was the difference in a player that would be like B versus D and how he handled those two situations. So it's probably more important to think about doing the right things when you're being attacked versus the opposite, because it's much easier. Like when you're attacking somebody else, you feel like you're doing damage, even if that attack goes bad, even if it'll really hurt you, you just feel more powerful in that position, and so you tend to be a little bit calmer in how you play. So that was a big difference, and that was the reason that attack went really well for Demorsh.
Yeah.
I mean, now he is definitely ahead of Foxbat. He went from fairly far behind to reasonably ahead now.
Yeah, although the supplies are still really close, which actually favors Terran, as Terran, especially now that Terran has 2-2.
Nah, this favor. I mean, maybe the supplies itself, but. In terms of position, like this favors Demorsh hugely. He's got gateways in another base, quite a few. Foxbat is basically about to mine out 2 bases. Like this is basically Foxbat's last army here, unless he is able to do something and double expand. Whereas Demorsh is about to be maxed out. He's got gateways in 2 bases. He's got arbiters. I mean, he's just sitting in a lovely spot.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I'm wondering if Foxbat even knows about the bottom left expansions.
Jake Pliskin mentioning a quote. I hadn't heard him say it, but it's pretty cool, which is JD said, when you're defending, think about how you're going to win the game. So like, don't freak out about what you're doing and be thinking about where you need to go from here.
Okay, so while Foxbat's army is headed towards the bottom left position,
unfortunately, this here is classic Demorsh. No obs. Didn't really know where Terran army was. Kind of ran into it. He just suicided a lot of zealots, and now this push is scary. And
but the zealot just killed all the SCVs.
Oh wow! Look at this too, though. There's another part of this. There was a zealot that was like rallied or standing around halfway between the pylon and the edge of the cliff, and it was basically J-donging all of Foxbat's units or Throking's units. So he actually saw that, and he killed the second pylon to make sure it didn't happen again. But now he's back to being in a somewhat bad spot.
Well,
Personally,
somewhat bad, but
personally, if I was Throking right now, I would say fuck this. Terran's already laid mines. His army's there. I can't go after his army right now. So I would threaten a counter and or just go for a recall. Because like if you recall to the factories now, if you recall to the factories right now, or to the third base, you shut down all of Terran's mining. You can usually defend your high ground pretty effectively. Bring an Arbiter over there, maybe do like recalls to defend your high ground, and you just bleed Terran dry. Now I have a feeling that Fox King or Throw King is going to feel under pressure and just try to attack into this, and it's obviously going to go bad, and then he's going to be really behind as a result. But we'll see. But it looks like already he's attacking into this, and we can know 100%.
It's not a good idea by.
If you're Protoss, you just, unless you like Terran's like dead and you have like the entire map, and he's walking in. He keeps walking in. We've talked to him about this. He just move commanded his army in to try to attack tanks. So it's another disastrous engagement. Into a, it never could have been won, but he literally killed a single tank for everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just not looking
good. Foxbat actually managed to get a couple of siege tanks down and took out the fourth base at the 7 o'clock natural. It's now starting to move up and take out the fifth. Oh my god, there's actually a lot of zealots.
Jealous makes a couple of good points as well. The first is to always attack like with your whole army at once. Like you don't want to send the zealots in first. That's the absolute worst thing that can happen. And the second part of it was I lost my train of thought. And also, that wasn't the second part, but also thank you to Avon Hoki for following. Alright, so Foxbat is getting a little bit aggressive here, trying to go up the ramp. I would have killed... He'll probably get up it, but I would have gone and killed Demortia's third base first, and then worried about the ramp. But, you know, he's pretty much going to win. The only thing I don't like here is Foxbat is going pretty all in. Like, a good recall, which might happen... there's an Arbiter here in a suspicious-looking position. Alright, let's see what this does. Because the one downside here is Foxbat has been doing these good attacks and had this horrible attack from Throw King, but Foxbat has not expanded at all during this. And he's not reinforcing with a lot of units, and those kind of things can cost you. Now, it looks like he's still okay. The recall was
Foxbat looked like he's probably going to try to expand to 11 o'clock.
The recall wasn't a bad idea, but the recall...
Too little, too late.
The recall should have happened much earlier at the factories, right once Foxbat already got the position. And then for Foxbat, the only thing I would say is better reinforcements here and expand. Like if you're doing a good attack, expand.
And for King decided to take a last-ditch expansion at the 9 o'clock.
By the way, are you still playing?
Oh hey, your name is very Korean looking, so I don't know who you are, but hello.
Kanzaki.
Unfortunately, I cannot read Korean.
Oh, it's Kanzaki Rango.
Oh, hey. The 2-1 monster.
So actually, if you just see anything with the pictures of the otaku anime stuff, just remind me.
No, okay. Okay. Alright, so now Throw King's supplies finally dip below. Foxbat has the further... Oh, actually, the probe is going to deny this base. Foxbat does not see it. That's actually pretty bad. This is a pretty big probe at this time. Like, things are still really, really shitty for Throw King, but this probe, that's a pretty significant moment. Normally, this would be not that big of a deal, but given how low the mining is, like, that is a big deal. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Foxbat is on move command! He's on move command! Oh, shit! It might... he's going to lose a lot of his army. This is how games can get lost. I think the reinforcing vultures are going to be enough. Yeah, especially because Demorsh just does way too much move command.
Matrix on.
Yeah. Demorsh just does way too much move command.
GG.
Yeah, it's... Well,
there's
Demorsh...
just a bunch of zealots now left.
Yeah, they're going to run... Oh, actually, well... There's almost enough zealots to kill this. There's almost enough zealots, not quite.
Vultures are OP.
Yeah, there's almost enough, not quite. But 5 more vultures and that could kill it.
You mean 5 more zealots? Man, all these zealots are just chasing the siege tank. Okay, so all the zealots are cleared. Brokane's so far behind on Econ.
Yeah, he's still got one base, but it's pretty close to being mined out.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Foxbat has taken another base. He is transferring SCVs. Again, he's still very, 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 very under SCV'd.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't know about this. This is a pretty hidden base at 9. And this is the kind of thing that if Foxbat just, like, chills, thinking he's won, and particularly if he doesn't put down another expansion, these kind of things can sometimes cost you games.
Yeah. That's why you should always scan all the...
Right now, it's still at the kind of point where Foxbat would need to do something really stupid with his army to lose, but...
Honestly, if Foxbat can just run a 2A, 3A into this...
I'm not gonna lie, though. Foxbat and Demorsh have the best games. Like, their games swing wildly in terms of who's ahead. Like, this is another game that's had...
Games.
They've had 2 or 3 major swings in who has been ahead. So Demorsh is getting forced into his natural now. That's a shitty spot to be. This basically leaves recall as his only option now.
Yeah. And there are issues with him being contained to his
Oh,
natural
EMP!
like this. He doesn't have gateways at his base at the 9 o'clock, and it's really horrible to try to build gateways over there.
So basically at this point, again, unless Foxbat does something really dumb, only chance for Throw King is a good recall.
Yeah.
Because
right now...
Because his army, even if he maxes, his army will get crushed in the position he's in right now. So he's got to go for recall. He doesn't have gateways anywhere else. There's no way he's going to get gateways anywhere else. Like, recall is where he's got to go.
And there's gonna be a recall on top of this army, most likely. But never mind, I got EMP'd.
Oh shit, shut down. I don't think recall on top of the army, that would have been a good choice.
Yeah. Yep, GG. Well, I need to...
Go ahead,
do
it's
some
Dark
stuff.
Matter. It's Dark Matter. Okay. Well, Arya, I will see you later. Thanks for joining.
Well, I don't know how long it's gonna be gone, but it's probably gonna be for the rest of the night since I got school tomorrow. So,
Foxbat, do you
I'll
have...
see you guys next
do you
time
have
guys
the...
do one of these King on the Hill stuff?
Yeah. Foxbat, do you have the energy to play one more against me? I kind of want to show against Demorsh.
Put me in coach. Put me in coach.
You play. Well, you can play Kanzaki next, but I want to play just one against Foxbat and kind of show Demorsh sort of the difference, like in how to engage a little bit. Because Demorsh plays a style that's similar to how I play.
Yo, Kanzaki, go revenge match.
But you guys can do revenge match. Well, I kind of want to watch it. Like, you guys should hold on half a sec, and then I'll commentate the revenge match. Since there's some story behind this revenge match.
I mean, like, I don't understand why it's the revenge, because he actually beat me like 8 times.
Dude, he's salty though that he lost one. He's salty.
It's 1-1 in that series. That best of 3. It's 1-1.
Oh,
It's hurting Jealous. He needs vengeance.
All right, hold on. I forgot to join your game.
Oh shit! I just started.
It's alright. It's all good. You can handle the commentary. All
right, so I'll just try to talk to you a little bit. I mean, I think you kind of know some of the things, Demorsh, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, there's a few things that I feel like we talked about that you keep doing that's kind of confusing me. One of which is, we talked about move commanding your army. It's like, I don't know what you're doing. It's like you're obsessed with killing siege tanks or something, but you, like, just walk around with your army and tear in fights. Like, you just A-move that shit, especially when you're maxed. But it's like, I'll see you just, like, walk in with your dragoons and they won't even shoot. Which is a little confusing to me. But please don't do it. It's really, you can't fight that way. You just have to A-move. And then, like, if spots, like, the best thing you can do with your dragoons is not, like, target fire tanks or try to walk on top of the tanks. That's for, like, really small fights. It's just to spread them out. If you can spread out your goons, then the siege tank fire is dramatically lessened. And in small scale fights, you can actually spread your dragoons out such that there's, like, no splash hitting them because they're all nice and spaced out. Alright, so I'll try to play similar to how you've been playing. I won't do quite what I normally do. but I'll try to do something similar to how I've seen you play. But overall, the last game you did was a bit better, but it's the same themes for sure that are hurting you in these engagements. You know, and the other thing I was talking about too, that obviously, like you had his push until you got a little bit hasty, and then unfortunately, it's just you stopped macroing like completely. You had no reinforcements. I was thinking, oh man, I was like, even if Demorsh has reinforcements, like he can still probably hold this off. And then unfortunately, you didn't even have those reinforcements. And yeah, Zealot, same thing, move command. Like if there's a really open path and you can run some Zealots on the tanks, yeah, do it. But like if there's a bunch of vultures in front of the tanks, you cannot run the Zealots in. You have to just let them kind of fight the vultures. If you try to run around, it's too far to go around. They take so much damage, they're dead by the time they get anywhere, and it's disastrous. So I don't really care too much about when I scout in PvT. You won't see that much most of the time. So like to me, it's not a big deal to like, you know, scout super fast or something. So I've seen you opening 2-gate a lot, so I'm going to open with 2-gate. So that seems to be a opening you're fond of. And then I guess this SCV just left. So we'll move around here and check that. Get a pylon up. Okay, looks like it did in fact leave. He's not just being a sneaky little boy. Although he basically knows everything he wants to know. He's seen 2 gates with range, so he should know right now that I'm just being on the aggressive side. Alright, so I'm coming to the ramp. I want to be a little bit careful that there aren't Marines here. Okay, probably not here, but always sucks to lose your probe stupidly. If you scout later, that is something you have to be aware of. That does happen. Good. I was worried for a second that I missed a pylon. It's gonna be like, no! Now, let's see here. Alright, I see him expanding, so he's kind of open, so I'm gonna make an extra round of Dragoons. See what he's got going on here. Coming in here and sniping Marines is good at this point, even if I don't have range, it's still worth it. This is gonna be pretty annoying for him, actually. I could get more aggressive with this, but I don't really want to right now. Because I don't want to kill him right now. I don't want to like put him like way behind, so I'm just gonna kind of scare him. Oh, he's got the SCP over there. Shit. Okay, so actually that is honestly even kind of a big setback for him. And then I notice you like to sit there with Dragoons. Like sometimes you can, but honestly a lot of times I just like to go back home. Because there could be drops. Now in this case I don't think there's going to be. But... get an observatory. Oh, okay, we'll run away. Okay, we'll run away. So in most games I've seen you going for like 4 gates, so we'll go 4 gates. Now he did get his CC off really fast. I killed his barracks, which is annoying. And if he wanted to hit like some super fast timing, I know that is now not an option for him. But he's got a fast enough economy that like 2 base push is still could be dangerous. It's not just like, oh hey, I'm safe. 650 is about my Nexus transfer time, so we'll get some probes going over there. That's the observatory. Ah, keyboard. You tech pretty fast, so I'm gonna grab a gas. Alright, so now that I've got 4 gates up and running, it's about the time I would want to expand. So the way I'm playing here, you know, if Terran was 100% in a good position and going really fast for factories, I'd be pretty scared right now. I do have 4 gateways pretty fast, but I've cut a few Dragoons to expand. I definitely have weaknesses to this kind of timing, if he's doing that. Now, I see a second gas, so that could be indicative. It doesn't guarantee it, but... Okay, so now I see that there are 3 factories, so he's probably not going to actually timing attack me, which is a little unfortunate, because that's actually what I need him to do. But he probably got afraid to do that when he lost his barracks. Well, actually, now I don't know what he's doing. He probably has a 3rd base, because otherwise it's very weird that he's only on 3 factories. It means he really got distracted by my attack. Oh, he doesn't have a 3rd? Okay, well, this is interesting. Now I just feel like he's really far behind, to be honest. Actually, I shouldn't do that. Oh man, I hear a keyboard going on. That's really distracting, to be honest. Alright, so we'll bring a few guys over here just in case. Oh, I was late on this transfer shit. Alright, so I see a few more factories going down. Now, what do we have here? Okay, so we've got a science facility. I don't really understand what he's doing right now. Unless there's a hidden base. Like, this is the point where you start looking for hidden bases. Because either he, like, doesn't quite know where he's at, and he's doing something that's really putting him far behind, or he's got something weird going on. Because he's adding factories. He could be doing, maybe he's doing the 2-1 thing, but I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced about that. So I'm going to send a little check here for hidden bases. And get Arbiter Tech. He just added some gates, so I probably roughly want to mirror that. Alright, so we're going to rally this guy down here. Add the gateways. Go up to 8. Move this observer over here. Add a second Stargate since we do have 3 gases now. Shuttle, I don't know what you're doing, but you guys need to go inside the shuttle. Okay, so no hidden bases, so this is probably like the 2-1. What the hell? Oh, turret, shit. He's got a very forward turret. No vultures out on the map yet. It's going to be an attack from this most likely. So we will go stasis first. Start this upgrade. And I kind of want to prioritize units right now, because again, he's staying on 2 bases. So I don't feel like it's to my advantage to like super rush out my gateways. I'm going to see if this is attackable. It's not. Okay. So we'll back away from that. Yeah, I got those making. Come on. Let's go, boys. God damn it, I know you're done. There we go. Okay. Got that. We got another Arbiter. I'm just kind of maxing out. Probably no reason not to have a cannon here at this point. Pylon. Again, one of the things that's making this very comfortable for me is that he has like 0 vultures on the map, so that is very nice. Like, that is genuinely relaxing. And since I have time right now, I'm keeping my army fairly well hotkeyed. He's killing mobs in his base. Nice. Okay, oh, he's got one of those. Grab obs range here, get recall. And start to think about a second base. We'll hotkey up these guys. I've got a few arbs in my army, so I feel fairly comfortable with maxing. And now my money's going to start to go high, so I can definitely start to take more bases. And again, if he was out on the map more with vultures, I would need to do other things with my army. But since he's not doing anything with vultures right now, I feel pretty comfortable with this. Just bringing this around, I can just focus on... Oh, he's actually got a vulture over here. Nice. Okay. Oh. God damn it. This is hard to do. There we go. I can start getting my other upgrades. I should have added gates a little bit sooner here. My money's really high. Whatever timing he's trying to hit, though, he's really, really behind on, so it's going to give me enough time to set up this base, which is very comforting. And thankfully he didn't micro this vulture. He'll probably lose it. Yeah, he lost it. And so this is pretty static here. I mean, I'm getting close to where I can have like recall. Start doing some of that. Keep these upgrades sort of going. Oh, don't run in there. Don't run in there. No. So he's kind of like slow leaking his push, which is fine. But here it looks not all the way out, so I'm gonna run in and just do an initial attack and just kind of fight the front tanks and then run away. Actually, I have a pretty good arc here. So now I need a macro. And then... Oh, I still got zealots alive, but they're kind of clumped up, right? So I almost want to run them back now. We'll move back. Then we're going to add gates. Start up arbs. Oops, I made a third one. Oh, I didn't even have my arbs with me. Oops. I wondered why something felt weird. Ah! Now, he's not doing anything, so I kind of want to get a feel for what he's up to. He's being very, very static with how he plays, so I'm thinking recall, maybe. I probably shouldn't run around with the Arbiter like this. There's better ways to do this! Ah, I got EMP. Damn. Alright, so we're going to go around the top. Leaving obs, try to leave some obs out here to get an idea of where he's going. Goons have to go in front here from this army. And expand down here. Oh no, guys, please. Okay, so he does have a base over here. No surprises. So we're gonna go threaten over here. Make him come running with his army. And now he's on the run, which we like. Okay, and now I'm losing this fight, so I need to back off and go macro zealots. But I can still swing back over here a little bit. But I can't really commit to this, though. I can fight these vultures, but then I have to run away, because otherwise I'll get trapped in here. Unless he doesn't siege. In which case, that's fine. Of course, we see some stuff moving around over here. And he's not sieged, so we'll run in. Especially because we have these guys. And we can hit a good stasis here. It's in fact a very good stasis. I feel pretty good about winning this fight, so we're going to go in macro. We'll have this reinforcing zealots coming in from the other side. And that should be enough to basically take the fight. We're winning this one, so we can stay here and fight. Oh, that was pretty good timing, actually. Now it should just be more or less reinforce and win. And there we go. There we go. So the big difference is there. I kind of wanted to show you the fight against 2-1, but the big difference is backing off and the way you engage. Like if you saw all those engagements, I just A move at that. I spread my army a little bit if I need to, but that's A move and focus on your stasis. And then the other thing, you notice how I got back there. I'm actually going to go back and show you on the replay. I want to show you the difference between some of how I was taking my fights and how you were taking your fights. So we'll go up one level, we'll go to replays, we'll go to auto rep. Let's see this one? Yeah. I believe this was the most recent game.
Oh, that's replay.
Yeah, I'm just going to the replay real quick. I kind of want to see what Foxbat did. Obviously, killing that barracks definitely did not help him. But I think he maybe overreacted to that. And it looked like he tried to go into 2 base, like 2-1 or something. So this was interesting here. What I didn't like about this is there's no upgrade. So number one, I mean, there has to be an upgrade right away, and its age is late. So I don't know what this build is from Foxbat, especially in light of the fact that Foxbat scouted 2 gateways. Foxbat's in here, so I guess if he wants to clarify, he can clarify, or if it was just a mistake and like a hotkey wasn't pressed or something. But to have no bunker started, and no upgrade against 2 gate, and on the low ground, and I was nice, and I didn't go for the kill. I wanted to pressure, and then I do end up sniping this barracks. Siege is really late. I could have won here without a doubt, unless he would have had great SCV pulls, but the damage would have been done. So I killed that, which definitely is going to throw him off because he's going to have to rebuild that before he can make more factories. So I want to see where the game goes from here. So it's getting into an okay eco. And then I saw you adding 3rd factories. Oh, hang on, I gotta go back. I should have checked this, but I just want to see how quickly you added factories from time of barracks going down. Okay, so barracks restarted almost immediately. Alright, so barracks is gonna finish here. And you go pretty quick into him, okay. Okay, that was about as quick as you could have gone, alright. And then Academy. And then here I got confused because my ops comes over and it sees the 3 facts and it sees a starport. So here at this point, my thought was that you would... I went and double checked some places, but I thought maybe you'd intended to go into like the +1 or whatever, the 2 base 2-1. I don't know if that was your game plan, but that's what I was kind of thinking about, especially when I saw the science facility and like the armories and stuff. But I think it was probably too late for that. Actually, what do you have for upgrades? It'll be interesting to see what timings you hit. Because if you miss the timings for that, it's not going to have... Oh, you just took a 3rd. Okay, never mind. So you took a 3rd and built it. I just missed it with my... Oh, okay, no, I just went and looked and it wasn't there. Okay, so you did just take a 3rd. Alright, never mind. That explains the way you played a little more. I thought you were like really tentative for 2-1, but realizing what you did. And then here's one of the differences too, Demorsh, between the two of us. Like, you're doing a better job, but like I took pretty slow expansions in my opinion, and I'm still fairly close to max here at 12 minutes. And that's just SCVs and hitting those timings and things like that. So I'm sitting here on like 184 and he's on 116, which is low supply for this time. So that's a combination of Foxbat. I would say you did a little better this time, Foxbat, but it's definitely, you're still very under SCV'd. And if you're doing a timing attack, that kind of masks it a little bit because you want to cut SCVs and you can still hit some pretty good timings. But for this 3-base play, now you just have a very low eco compared to what you need to have, and that's a big part of the reason, because I didn't take greedy expansions. Like, you can sometimes get supply differences like this against Terran if you take some pretty greedy / fast expos, but this, for the way this game played out, it shouldn't have been quite as much of a supply difference. EMP, okay, good. And into vessels. Now, upgrades, there's a delay in upgrade timing, that's always a big deal. Oh, never mind, you've got 2, oh, okay, you have really fast 2-1 timing, so that's great. Your supply is not that high, though, unfortunately. Everything better, you could be moving out pretty close to max right now. If you move out close to max right now with 3 bases, I don't even have gates set up. Like, I'm very scared. That's a very scary position, because if I lose to your push, I'm probably going to lose the game. But as it is, you only have 150 supply, so a little bit harder to attack here, and you just kind of pushed out. So this, oh, I just saw this. I want to mention this just real quick. So this here is really risky. And this is actually what prompted my first attack anyway, but I didn't realize right here. Oh, this is you know, you move these tanks up out here, but they're very far forward. The vultures, I mean, if my zealots run here, this is just a free 7 tanks, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 tanks of your army, and that's more than half your army right now. So that's a huge deal. Your tank count, I think, is just maybe a little bit low in general, though. Although you are a little bit, it's a little bit low. All right, so then I ran in here, and that's why I saw this, because basically I said, he's at his bridges here. I don't see many tanks back here. I'm gonna run in and attack this. So I just run in, and I just wanted to basically fight this, and that's what I did. The D-Matrix was nice. And so I ran in here with these zealots, and I killed these tanks. And then I think right about after this, I was like, okay, well, I've done enough. And I ran away. And that was fine. I didn't need to do anymore. I already knew I stalled your push. I knew I killed off 5 or 6 tanks. And it bought me enough time to comfortably replenish gateways. And, you know, hit macro during all that. So I'm getting more gateways up. And then I ran here again. I thought I could just like stasis these tanks and like harass your vultures. I was just basically making it a pain in the ass for him to get out of his bridge without committing anything. Like if he gets out, then it's fine. Then I have to deal with it. But if I can be a pain in the ass, that's great. But I don't want to be stupidly a pain in the ass. I see a lot of Protoss that, you know, Terran will have some tanks here. They're trying to creep out, but they got a bunch of shit sheets back here, and they try to attack here, and they lose their whole army. Like, yes, it's nice if you have like a full wide concave sitting here, ready for Terran to move out. But a lot of times, the bridge is going to concentrate things, and you're going to end up losing units. So it's maybe good to fight for a little bit, but not necessarily good to fight all the way, you know? And hey, thanks for following, Mr. Lord Tomb. And of course, the other thing is always you should probably be moving out first with the vultures rather than with the tanks. Like, before you bring the tanks across, start laying mines with the vultures. That'll get some mines up, and it'll buffer shots while you move your tanks out and then siege them. That'll work a little bit better than just taking the tanks out first. So here, this was kind of dumb. I even mentioned on stream this was kind of dumb. I was kind of scouting with his Arbiter. But now here, I'm like, I didn't actually know 100% for sure you had a third base, which was a deficiency on my part. Like, I should have had the intel to know for sure. But here's like, okay, I was like, you know what? He's putting all his defense here. He doesn't want to push me. I've got a max army. I'm just going to leave an observer here. I've got a few units back here in case he goes with just some vultures or whatever for harass. And I'm going to swing around to the top side and just try to see what's going on. Oh, I actually didn't spot. Okay, so that's another huge thing. This kind of thing, I talk about these things. We all make these mistakes, but learn from this. This is a bit of a sneaky base. The army's all over here. The army's all over here. If anything, he would almost be posturing to take this base, and he's expanding up here. So don't make this mistake that I made here, because if you don't scout shit like this, you can lose games. Like, not knowing this is here, if I go in for a big trade right now, like let's say this base was up and running, and I go in for a big trade here, and it's pretty even, it becomes a little bit rough for me, because now it's 4 base against 4 base. I don't know that's there. If I go in and have a bad fight, I'm like counting on him not being able to replenish his army as fast, because he's been on 3 base for a while. But with this base, he'd be able to do that. So you gotta be a little bit careful. But I come over here, and then as I was doing this, I was wary of the fact that I had just fought you a little. Or no, here I hadn't fought you. So here I was like, well, I'm gonna attack this base, and what I'm hoping will happen is you're going to panic and come over here and defend, or at the very least, you're gonna start sending your army, and I'm gonna eat some vultures alive. And I did get to eat some vultures, so I felt good about that. And you can see I immediately brought my army away from the 3rd base over here to fight you. And then I was seeing a bunch of unsieged tanks, so I ran in. Now I didn't realize back here you hadn't actually moved that much stuff, and then I went in for this fight. This fight was questionable. If you had a full-sized army all out here, I would have needed to retreat really fast. But here, Demorsh, here's where I want to point out to you. Watch the difference in how I take this fight. So I come in here, I'm fighting, and now I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting really low on zealots. Oh shit, notice none of my dragoons die. So that means during that entire time, I can just go back to my gateways, and I can just spam zealots comfortably from all of my gateways. I miss a lot of gateways, but, you know. That's the main idea. Now I think I should have zealots in mode. So I can just replenish the zealots. And that's the key. Like, when you are playing PvT and you throw away all your dragoons, you are in a really, really bad spot, almost always. So you can only fight until your zealots are about to be dead. And that engagement went pretty well for Foxbat. I didn't get too much, and he got a lot of my dragoons. But then I was just like, you know what? I stasis these tanks. I think my stasis is still open. I'm just gonna come over here. But now this time I had to be a little bit more careful, because I had two groups of dragoons. But I knew that I hadn't done much to his army, so I knew he had a big army, and if I wasn't careful, and I still came close to getting in trouble here, that I could easily lose all these goons. So this was a bit risky, but I wanted to put some pressure over here. Just because, you know, I know it's going to scare him, I know it's going to tax his APM, all those kind of things, and I'm in a good spot, I'm macroing well. But here I was just trying to, you know, maybe pick off a few vultures and then just basically get out. So here I almost fucked up. And I still lost more than I should have. You know, but I got up here, I was disruptive. Again, it wasn't the greatest attack by me, but the other difference too is though I'm scaring him, I'm being the aggressor, he's feeling, oh god, I'm gonna lose my third base. So his macro is probably hurting a little bit, judging by where his supply is at, whereas, you know, I'm comfortably making stuff from all my gateways, or I'm basically maxed. So I'm basically sitting around at near max. And then, you know, I got a few Dragoons over here and was annoying. Brought his whole army out of position. I sent a few Dragoons over here to minesweep in the meantime since it brought his army away. That's another thing sometimes you can do, Foxbat, especially if you're playing a little bit static like this. Like, these minefields are really powerful because it's really hard to know what's going on. Which just makes you uncomfortable as a Protoss. It's a very uncomfortable feeling not to know where Terran is and realize that they could just come out of the dark 2 seconds away. So if you leave sometimes like 1 or 2 tank, especially if Protoss is like brought his whole army back here, then I can't go clear mines with like 3 Dragoons. And that keeps all this area dark and scary. And then here I just moved around and you were not enough supply here. And I basically what triggered this is like, well, there's no mines. I'm maxed. I've got a big bank. I got a bunch of gateways. I know he's getting lower on these bases, and I saw all these unsieged tanks, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna run in here, hit a stasis. If the stasis is good, I'm gonna like really commit to this fight. And if it's not good, I'll see how it looks, and then back up if it doesn't look good. But I hit obviously a great stasis, and there was just too much with the supply difference, the quality of that stasis, reinforcing zealots, and then here I knew I could just reinforce and win. Your money's not high enough, and I took too convincing of a victory. You did a pretty good attempt here to save these tanks, but you know, at this supply, like your move here was really good. It was pretty well timed. You sieged up at like almost the perfect fucking moment, but you know, 190 supply to 100 supply. There's not really a whole lot you could do at this point, and then it just floods in. No, 24. Alright, so now we have Trapped in Sea, grudge match-ish rematch against Kanzaki, I believe is what is up next. Jealous needs his revenge. He got brutally beat down by Kanzaki's 2-base 2-1. And now he's going to hunt vengeance.
Kazaki went to bed, looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you kind of cooked us, man.
Oh, that's why you said that. Oh shit, I didn't realize you went to bed.
You were like, hey guys, just wait a minute, man. You guys can play after this one. It's alright. We'll get it next time, alright? Have fun, yo.
Alright. I figured he was going to stay, but I guess not.
Nah, it happens, man. Take care.
Alright, next game we'll make for whoever wants to play. Alright, what do we got? Let's see, up 1 level. Replay, not replay. I keep getting replays. I don't think we want replays, guys. Not that there's anything wrong with replays, but... Alright, let's see who else is coming. We got Foxbat again. Up Strom. I love losing games on stream. What? Oh hey, thanks for following. Extreme Zion? Extreme Zion, I'm guessing? Alright, let's see who wants to play. F10 EQQ can play, but he's fairly good. We'll see if anybody else is coming. I think maybe Wade Master was coming. Oh, it's closed. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, let's see this. Let's see this. I want to see this match. This will be good. This will be good. This will be good. This is a guy that I used to play with on Game Ranger a couple years ago. And when I first started playing with him, he was, like, he's always liked to be, like, aggressive and cheeky. But he had just, like, zero fundamentals to back it up. So I kind of, like, preached to him the importance of fundamentals. And he's one of the few people that actually, like, took that to lesson. Like, he didn't develop insane mechanics, but he's upped his mechanics enough to where the level where his builds are pretty scary. And he, I don't know, at least to me, he gives me a hard time sometimes for what it's worth. Like, he just comes up with clever builds I don't expect. and just he has a lot of good all-ins, and he's got enough mechanics to back them up to make them reasonably scary at you know, the levels we're usually talking about. I mean, a 2K player would just probably laugh at it and be like, okay, whatever, but zero social MMR. yeah, there's a little bit of truth. He definitely likes to talk trash and stuff. Is this ASL? Oh my god. Oh my god. Watch him just get brutally smacked down. So we'll see how well F10 EQQ does with him. I think it'll go reasonably well for F10. Because F10 should be at least 1800, if not towards 2K. I would expect. Yes. Here's the answer to that. He's, like I said, he reminds me, he's a little bit, maybe juvenile is the right word. Like his insults and his style of trash talking just reminds me of someone who's like 18. But he means well. Let's see what he's going to do here. I feel like he has better Protoss and Zerg all-ins, but I don't know. We'll just watch and see. I mean, it looks like Rax Expand, to be honest. Or is it... I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know what this SCV is doing. He didn't see race. He literally picked Protoss. Alright, so he's gonna go out and scout. He plays macro-oriented but still does... I don't know. I played against him on my 24-hour stream, and he did not play macro-oriented, that's for sure. But yeah, this looks pretty damn macro-oriented. Although this is getting weird now. Gas with a bunker? I don't know. I think Close is just going to get smashed this game. Like, he's not doing anything economic. He's not doing anything cheeky. And, like, his mechanics are definitely not good to stand up to somebody like Ramada. So I think Closed is going to get picked apart. Yeah, fake Expo into 2-fact. I guess maybe that would work if Protoss like 1 gate doubled just in response to seeing this. It was like, oh, he's just doing FE. Okay, I'm gonna make 1 gate double, and then there were 2 facts. But like, if Protoss just plays kind of normal, and he did that, it would get ridiculously crushed. How old am I? I'm 46. No, I kid. I'm 29. I'm 29. Not 46. Although apparently Armada knows Closed open, so he's got a pretty good idea. Oh, okay. You called it, man. You called it. That's what he's doing. Let's see if it fakes him out at all. I tip my cap to your call on that. I forget that he'll try cheeky ass things like this. Alright guys, I lost that bet to open. But guess what? F10 EQQ is making 2 gates. So he's basically just gonna fucking shit on this. With any sort of micro. And Close is probably seeing this and being like, God damn it. These build discussions in the chat are cracking me up. I've never tried this build, but now I kind of want to try it, but I kind of don't because that's like the epitome of scumbag level Protoss. This is how you fuel Artosis' hate, man. Doing something like this. Alright, so we've got F10 EQQ coming here. He's going to harass the bunker. And we'll see how he responds to this now. But right now he's just bringing more Dragoons to pressure here. And now he's going to be really confused. He's like, this is kind of weird. This feels like weird units, but he's going to back up. This will respond with a robo. Okay. Well, he's only going to have 2 gates. So if F10EQQ makes, if Armada makes a micro mistake, or several micro mistakes, he could be in trouble. But he's going in for the tank right now. He gets the vulture, but he has taken damage on the dragoons, and he did pin units to try to expand. So he is misreading this. I mean, the fake from closed is definitely working, but closed doesn't exactly have a shit ton of units, and Armada still has. Well, he's got 4 dragoons right now. He's finally figured, okay, maybe I shouldn't take this Nexus yet. The tank is undamaged, but there's not that many supporting Marines, and the Vultures don't have speed. I mean, again, it's going to come down. I don't know about these mines. Maybe he's hoping for some kind of weird retreat. But with 4 goons here, I feel like F10EQQ should hold this pretty quick. Maybe he's going to try to go into siege, and then siege push this. That's like the only thing I think. Otherwise, he's giving him a shitload of time, and just rallying in pure Vultures is not gonna. But he's only got 1 tank, so anyway. Should be relatively easy for F10 to defend. I'm sure he knows it's 2-fact right now. I guess. Yeah, Armada is F10EQQ. Alright, so these vultures coming on in here. Just gonna do a little bit. We're making a bunker. This is classic closed open. Like, you usually win, but this stuff kind of feels a little bit scary. Now, Armada's doing fine. He's got a very, very good spread on his siege tanks here. And with only 1 tank, it's just not enough. Had there been like 3 tanks, this could have been interesting. Although Armada is losing some units and has not gotten on top of the tanks. And these mines, well, they're going to hurt the tanks have closed. And, well, oh, never mind. The tank died. That's pretty unfortunate. And, of course, now the Dragoons can just positioned against the bunkers. Will there be another tank? Nope. If he would have had speed vaults, or those mines would have gone different, you know? But this is closed for you. You know, if you're Armada right now, you're not, like, thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna lose, but you're like, damn, like, I feel a little under pressure. That I'm genuinely surprised. I'm genuinely surprised to see this many minerals from Armada. That was a late gateway and some pretty bad miss macro. You don't usually see that from 1800. Oh, he's losing a dragoon too to this bunker fire. But there goes that. And with that, there goes the attack. And of course now we enter a more comfortable macro phase. And Armada is just generally a much better player mechanically and overall. So he should win fairly easily from here. He's already got double supply advantage. Closed only just started mining from this base. And this vulture is going to die. And then we're going to have a 3-base Armada against a closed who only just grabbed this. We're going to try to sneak a base probably. Mechanically and overall. But yeah. The one thing I will say, guys, is if you're looking for a player who will like force you to develop your habits of like being attentive and like scouting well and stuff like that, Close is a good person to play against. Because if you don't do a good job of those things, then you get wrecked. Although, to be honest, unless Armada does something, again, something kind of stupid, like a really stupid attack, he's far enough ahead that it doesn't really matter if Closed has this third base right now. Particularly if Armada goes into recall or something like that. Closed won't be able to defend it. But, you know, like, the only way Armada could maybe lose this is if he sat on, like, 3 bases and just, like, waited for Closed to max and Closed did, like, a good push or something. But outside of that, really macroing up, he should be able to A-move one of the two. Well, probably should be able to A-move this base. Or do some sort of bust, bring a shuttle. There's lots of possibilities here. Dirty user says 5. Oh, what expansion was taken? Yes, indeed. Alright, so what do we got here? We got Forge, Archive, Stargate. So Armada just going into his tech. Yeah, if you just move command your army into the tank volleys, that will do it. Although right now there's not enough tank volleys. Like, if you move commanded your army into these tanks, like, you probably have enough army that the tanks would just kill themselves, and it would just be your army left over. From the siege tank splash would, like, kill the tanks, and then you'd just win off that. Alright, so Close is doing a horrible job, unfortunately, SCVing this base up, so he's still on 2 bases. He's heading a very random depot over here. I guess he doesn't want to clutter up his base. Alright, probably not the case. That would be some forward thinking for most players. But in theory, Armada, if too many depots get added over here, Armada would be like, what the fuck is going on? There's like no depots. Of course, we hear a dropship. Rather than risk the transfer, he's gonna... But he transfers away way more than he needs to, so it's actually like a stupid transfer. Like, there's 0 value to transferring away more than 1 per patch. So this transfer is like, it's like the anti-transfer of effectiveness. He's actively hurting himself by trying to transfer these workers. I guess the dropship is faster though, so okay. I mean, I guess there's a speed benefit to this dropship transfer. Yeah, way too many. He took 8 of his SCVs from the natural. Just, if he would have taken like 2, 3, that would have been a good transfer. Maybe even 5, but 8 was just way overkill. So F10 EQQ is getting up his supply here, should be maxing out 1330 maybe. Played a pretty conservative opening, going up to 8 gates now. Have ARPTech on the way. Oh, alright, how many kills? 8 kills, not bad. Oh! Okay. That was actually a lot of kills. That was actually a lot of kills. I was like, what, 12, 13 probe kills? I mean, that's decent. That's decent. I mean, Armada's saturation is still looking, yeah, definitely healthier. Closed doesn't have enough SCVs, as is common with players like this. And not making any SCVs. He's got a few mines on the map. But I mean, you know, like I said, Closed... Oh, well, that was unfortunate. Good snipe by Armada. Puts those Dragoons in a good position there and devours that dropship. And now Close going to turtle up a bit at the front. Probably knows... Oh, okay. Okay. I would say it's a little bit late for this. But, you know, Armada's not making Templar. But he does have a lot of Zealots. I mean, this is just so vintage Closed. I don't even know what to say about this. This is just like vintage Closed. Yeah, I was guessing Armada's gonna be like high B, and Closed is he's probably like C, to be honest. Mechanically, he's probably more like a high D level player, but his all-ins and the way he like fucks with people is good enough to be at C in most cases. As far as I know, no relation there, Foxbat, as much as I hate to say it. As far as I know, no relation to Jordaddy. Oh my fucking... Alright, we're just gonna go fucking, what do you call it? He's making raids to snipe the Templar. This is like full Haya. I mean, I like it, but... Oh, boy, oh... But it's too little too late, like... too little too late. Could have been fun if it happened earlier. But, alright, so Armada's gonna find this base. A little bit late on the scouting. We can see I was about right. Armada's going to max around 1330 or so. He's thrown away a few units. He lost a lot of supply and probes to that drop that kept him from being maxed right now. But he's reprobed up, and he's actually taken a hidden base of his own. A few Dragoons being sent... oops. Oopsie. Alright, Demorsh. He's better at move command than you are. You have a challenger to the throne. You have a challenger to the throne. Dude, promises not to cheese? Promises not to cheese? Dude, that's like the only thing he does. But he's like Shine if Shine played random and had shitty mechanics. But like, I mean, I have to give him credit. Like, sometimes the stuff he does is just janky and doesn't work out, but like, he's got mind games. And maybe they're a little bit too, like, not nuanced to, like, beat top players, but like I said, he's tough to play. If you're C and below, like, a guy like this will give you fucking fits, I promise you. Now, unfortunately, this shit is cool, but like, Protoss' army is like twice the twice the size. Sparta? Yeah, okay, he actually said that. I didn't think he was gonna say that, but alright. He immediately wants re. No one has ever said stasis the Marines. Oh man. Oh man. Good times. Good times. Alright. Alright, who's going up? Who's going up? Who's going down? Who's going where? I don't know yet. the map position, come on, of all the things, of all the reasons, that's the one? The map positions? Dude, there's much better excuses. Like, that's like an E rank level excuse, man. Like, yeah, you got better excuses than that. Oh, he wants down? He got scared? He got scared? Okay, well, is anyone else going up? Otherwise, I'll go up. I'll play Armada if I have to. All right, I'll play Armada. Close can go down. This will be a tough game. Oh, actually, wait. What? Is he going down or not? Move to observers. Oh, okay, okay. You want to come up? You can come up. All right, whatever. Whatever. All right. Well, here we go. Here we go. Okay, he says go go. Let's see. I guess he's gonna go random. Wait, it actually mines. It actually mines the slowest. That would be interesting. I mean, Tai2 knows a hell of a lot more about StarCraft than I could ever hope to, at least at the present moment. So. No bottom left. But Close did draw Terran again. Of course, F10 this time. F10 EQQ has no idea. Well, you can next game. Oh, I can't chat to him. I can't chat to him. Oh well. Someone else can chat to him for me. Oh no, I can chat to him this way probably. Closed fucking OP. Oh, let the trash talking begin. Time for close to festive Game Rangers training. He and I did mirrored 3-hatch meter for practice, and he was like 100 mils with identical builds. Were they really identical? But yeah, I mean, Tai2's good. Tai2's good. Like, initially, when Tai2 first appeared, he was like a little bit all-in-y, but and kind of maybe one-dimensional, but that was a long time ago. Now he's just generally pretty good, in all honesty. Yeah, he picked B. We know. We know. He's Protoss. He's not lying to you, Closed. He's not lying to you. But they weren't identical because he got more money than you. So that's a lie. Also, I don't know if it's just me or if it's Twitch, but the viewer counts have been like wildly unstable recently. Like they'll swing constantly between, like right now I've seen them swinging constantly between about 30 and 45. And same for like other days. They have these radical swings and jumps that don't seem real to me. I could be wrong, but they don't seem real. Also, Old School Deuce, thank you for following, man. I did not, or Old School Deus, I did not see that. But I did see Lord Toon in Extreme Zion, I think. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to watching Welcome to Brood War. Oh boy, oh, okay, let's do the racks again. He's just feeling the racks. He's feeling the racks. He's like, fuck mech. It's hard to push with mech. Fuck mech. Pylon. Core. Alright, we're going 3 racks, but it's gonna get scouted as fuck. He needs to at least stop an SCV on the fucking ramp. Is that right? Like I said, the crease. If you guys are looking for the secret is the crease. He's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose the block now. Oh, what? Whoa, closed. I think Armada fucked that up, but dude, shallow 2 versus deep. Shallow 3, bitch. Shallow 3, motherfucker. Jump on the right level. All right, so the trick though to this, if you guys are wondering, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'll hash it again if you guys don't know. See how there's like this line here? There's like a crease here and a crease here, and it meets at a point right here. Yeah, if you put the SCV centered right on that, bam, it'll block. It's harder to see the top, but visually, a lot of ramps have these kind of creases. All right, so 4 Marines. That won't necessarily be a tell, but it's gonna force that Zealot back pretty quick. Oh my God, this guy, this fucking guy. This is so vintage closed. He's gonna see it. Wait, fuck. Oh, holy shit. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Oh, maybe. Only if he was looking though. Only if he was looking. Only if he was looking. I kind of have to keep vision here right now. Oh, he's gonna fucking find it. Oh no, he knew it. Wow. He just knew the SCV was there and he like baited it out, I think. Because the way he sent the Dragoon right there was nothing to have seen it recently. So again, we'll do a clap for Armada being attentive. He saw the SCV, he knew the SCV hadn't left his base, so he totally baited out this barracks. But see, this can still be mind game shit, because you think, oh, well, Terran just built a fucking barracks in my base, like, I don't know what he's doing at home, but probably nothing scary. And then meanwhile, he's doing this. But keep in mind, this obviously, like, anti-optimizes what's going on, because it is going to slow all of this down. Like, there's not enough money on one base to make 4 racks. So he's going to have a slow academy, he's going to have slow stem, he's going to have slow range. Now, the downside here for Armada, the potential concern, is Armada is just going 2-gate Dragoon. And 2-gate Dragoon is kind of shitty against Marines. Now, if he throws down a tech, okay, now Robo, this will depend. If he goes Robo Obs, he can absolutely die to this if closed can control well. If he goes Robo Support Bay, he should shit all over closed, more or less. That's eBay. Don't get a fucking eBay, bro. Bro, you're not gonna build turrets. You're gonna kill him. If he has DTs, you're not gonna fucking turret push him. It's no. We need to get closed to play in CPL. He would be an entertaining player to see in CPL. Is he getting +1 armor? Oh my God, that'd be hilarious. Soften those Dragoon shots up by like a little bit of damage. Actually, that is an interesting point. I guess +1 armor would let you take 2 DT shots. Oh my God, big brain, universe brain, galaxy brain, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, so pylon. Oh, okay. So he won't have Reaver, but he'll be close. All right, so it's just gonna be how well basically Armada senses that this is happening. Well, of course, now he could have actually seen it. So now he just needs to just be safe at the ramp. Maybe needs a probe drill, maybe not. Close is taking a sweet-ass time. Some pretty critical pauses. The only downside for Armada that I dislike, if he's making a shuttle right now, it's bad. I dislike that he made his robo over here. Oh, he made a shuttle. Okay, well, there's maybe a window. If Close can get in here, Armada probably needs a probe pull. But, oh, actually, the Marines are like, they're a great medic wall if you're fighting Ultralists. They're a shit-ass medic wall if you're trying to get up here and kill Dragoons. But let's see if he can buy enough time here. The Marines are kind of derping around. Closed is having some difficulties. He's got an assload of medics, though, which is some pretty serious healing. He's actually trying to push the Dragoons back off of the shield battery. Oh, there's actually a cannon going up, but the number of Marines are getting thinned, and he's not fucking reinforcing. If he just knew how to reinforce, he could still win this game, though. He's going to kill a fuckload of probes here. And, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens in closed games. You do see these odd wins where... Now, there's no guarantees here. The Reaver's very close to being out, and he hasn't gotten on top of the probes. If he had all the probes right now, I'd say sure, it's fucking GG. Still, this is enough Marines. It should beat one Reaver, all else equal, but you never know. Let's see how he controls it here. Reaver is down. Shots are going off. He is denying the cannon, so that's pretty good. Getting a few probes. The Scarab derping out a bit. Classic Reaver sweeping around, looking for the Reaver kill, and doesn't get it yet, but the probes are continuing to die. The numbers are being thinned, and they're almost down to 0 here. He's probably done enough damage here. All Armada has left to do here is go... Oh, actually, no. I thought he was going to just go counter-harass, but he loses the Reaver. That's probably going to do it, and there you go. Close is gonna take this one. It happens. It happens. It happens. I think he just needed a probe drill there and buy time for the Reaver. Trapped in sea, I mean, yeah, you're kind of right. What was Thurston said? Oh, why is the Terran? Oh, I mean, it worked. I mean, he just beat it almost A level, or maybe even A level Protoss with that. The things that happen sometimes. Oh, Armada got fucked from going for a shuttle and not building the robo at the ramp. At the ramp. All right, I guess I'm playing against somebody. Maybe F10, maybe closed. I don't know. We'll see who's going up. Unless somebody else just like really obviously feels the strong itch to play. Dude, no, dude, Armada's either high B or low A. Like, I know he's at least 1800. So like, it's not. He's a solid player, man. he's at least as good as me, as far as I know. Closed open. I think you have a challenger after I play against Armada here. Armada. Okay, so Tim is here to confirm Armada is A rank Protoss. A rank Protoss. So there you go, guys. There's how to beat A rank Protoss. Just make Marines and medics. I told you guys, Closed might have 18-year-old style trash talking, and he might do janky shit, but his janky shit works a little more than you'd expect to. If he had real mechanics to back it up, I would be legitimately fucking terrified of the guy. Like, if Closed had you know, like I said, some good, decent foreigner level micro, he would go pretty fucking high in ranks. Alright, let's rally out here. I have no clue how Armada plays ZVP. I've never played him in this matchup, so I don't know what to anticipate, or how scared I should be, or how comfortable I should be. This is the only matchup of my Zerg I would feel like I even have a chance against an A-level player with. My ZVT and ZVZ are really deficient comparatively. I just have not figured out the hang of those matchups very well yet. Come on, let's go. Alright, there's that, there's that. Hello? Hello, probe? Hello? Hello? How are you? Are you gonna try to fuck with my pool? I feel like you probably are. No, you won't be able to. I'm not so scared. Overlord, deviate just a little bit in case he's like expanding here or something weird. Gotta check that shiz. Okay. Probably nothing here. Don't see anything mining that patch. No, 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 no. Don't you even fucking think about it. Don't you even think about that shit, boy. I am suspicious as fuck of you. I see that shit. Fucking see that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Oh, whoa. Oh, I get like a little economic advantage here. Cool. Ah! And I get to chill. So much nicer than playing against Gate Expand. Especially when you're like me and you're like in love with doing 12-hatch. So again, transfer size. transfer just enough so that you're staying at 1 per pat. So I still got 9 here, so I transferred 3 over. Now in ZVT, you don't actually want to transfer necessarily, but in the other matchups, you certainly can. Alright, so this Overlord's going to go scout. These Lings are going to come out. We're going to try to not forget to make drones. Cool. And then we can just rally both of our hatches to the natural to mine faster. Oh, okay, I see where you are. I see where you are. Come here, boy. Oh no, come here. Come here. Fuck. A little bit off there. I forgot to tag a Ling to the probe though, that was kind of bad. Alright, I don't really care that much about stopping his scouting. This is late though. Whoops. Whoops. R6.
Is this the, this 5 packs before gas that we talked about yesterday?
Yeah. That is exactly what this is. I play this way a lot. The main thing is you just got to get those gases up pretty quickly. Be prompt with them. If you don't...
What? Sorry, you cut out. Okay. So you did both gases at the same time? At what supply? After you make the 5th hatch? Yeah, okay.
Forces are under attack.
Hey, on the stream you're still muted, I think. Or something. Yeah, the stream's kind of late, but...
Yeah, what the hell? Fuck, I know what happened. Shit. I apparently have my mic set to a hotkey, such that F4 was like turning my mic off, and of course I've got F4 as a macro key. So we're gonna kill the mic mute thing. All right, now that won't fuck me in the ass, or fuck the stream in the ass, or however you want to look at it. Okay, okay, we're unmuted now. Sorry, go. That's not what I want to hotkey. I want to hotkey that. Need to start getting this. Oh, fuck. And we need lair. I don't really like where I placed that Evo chamber, to be honest. It's not in the best spot. Let's not emulate that placement. Alright, bye-bye. Go away. Go away. Nobody likes you, probe. So, not much to do right now, I guess. I can just kind of hang out here. That Overlord is making. There we go. I definitely want to be able to make OV speed right away. Oh, DT, hello. Hello! Run away! Run away! Aw, so close. So close. Alright, let's run back in. We just want to see if he's, like, making cannons or what. He doesn't have very many cannons. He can have High Templar out right now, but this is a little bit uncomfortable for him. Now from here, I should just be able to win. Unless he has way more storms, but I don't think he will. And there it is. There's how to win with 5-hatch, or 5-hatch aggression. He basically lost that, I think, because he didn't add a few more cannons, and because he lost a few too many zealots in that first little engagement. And I did a good job with where I placed my hydras for storm. I was really prepared for him to like storm my front hydras, so I just like pulled them kind of back out of the way, and didn't eat some major storms. I'd be curious to see what Tim would have said. I think he definitely needed more cannons, and then it's usually when I play against this as Protoss and win, it's I make 4 maybe 5 cannons, and I sit back and I just kind of wait for like you know, probably 2 storms on Templar, and probably to where I start to have a few goons in the mix, and I come out with maybe a 2.5, 3 control group army. It can depend a little bit, because like if they are going fast for Lurker or something, then if you sit back, it's bad. But I find it's much easier to play against that with a reasonably sized army rather than with like a tiny little army. And yeah, good point about the first 3 zealots, because yeah, it's nice when I can just like swing drones and just make like a shitload of drones. That's pretty comfortable too. And the other thing you can do, another way you can play against this, that people have said is really hard to play against, and I can agree, is if you see it in time, like your probe and you're picking up on what's going on, just skip the Stargate, put down the Citadel, and go like 4-5 gate, just like pure zealot, and that's really hard to defend. Like bounce back and forth between the 2 bases, and it's really terrifying, to be honest. You're just jumping back and forth, and if you get caught out of position once because you won't have one of your 2 upgrades at that timing for quite some time, it's really tricky. And it also just kind of forces me to make like nothing but Hydra, or I have to sunken up, and both of those things, having to sunk up or whatever, it's tough to fight against. Now if you really fuck up your bust and like waste zealots, it's going to be hard for obvious reasons. But that's another way you can play against it, is basically just, you know, YOLO swag, just put down the Citadel, cut probes, get like I said 4, maybe even 5 gates I think you can do, and just stream zealots in. All right, closed. We're gonna have Babbo versus closed, or is Babbo out? It sounded like Babbo wanted to play, or maybe F10 EQQ wants to play. I don't know. I don't know who wants to play. We'll wait and see. We'll see if closed is coming. Thinks Babbo is gone. And yeah, you're right. If the DT comes out, that forces them to wait for OV speed. And that's a huge difference too, because you can hit some... If you don't have to wait for OV speed, you can be pretty whatever. Alright guys, I will face the Cheddar Master with a random of my own. We'll go RVR. We'll go RVR. Yeah, watch, I'll get TBT. If I get TBT, I'll be fucked. I'm so bad at TBT. Okay, I get Z, but I don't know what he has. It's a mystery. Okay, we're going here. Ah! Should I do it, guys? Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should. That's the answer. Oh, lag spike. Lag spike. Yeah, this is true random. Against closed open, it's the only way to do it. If he's Zerg, it'll be a weird game. If he's Terran, it could be hard. My ZVT's bad. If it's ZVP, I think I'll be okay. But I don't know. Maybe he'll do something really cheeky that'll be hard to deal with. But I feel usually fairly confident in ZVP. Honestly, the only two things that really scare me in ZVP right now are good macro tosses, because for whatever reason, I have a hell of a time playing the easiest part of Zerg's matchup, kind of the late game. Like, I feel really good about most of my mid game, but I feel not very good about my late game. It's just Toss gets this big ass army, and I'm like shitty at understanding what to do because they're just like sitting outside my natural. Well, he's got a probe already in my base. So I'll probably just overpull here, because obviously just fuck my expansion. JFL, this kid. This cocky little shit. If he's going 2-gate, I'm really scared, honestly, though, because 2-gate with overpull is pretty hard. It's probably the worst pick you can do if you are getting 2-gated. I don't even know what he's talking about. Is he on crack? Is he high? Is he high? Is he okay? Has he never seen a fucking overpull before? Does he not know what overpull is? God, because of his drone, I have to like go late overpull, and I feel like I have to go 3 lings first, especially since I haven't scouted him. Kraz TV, thanks for following, man. Where is my last fucking drone? Come on. Come on now. God, I really messed that up. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay. He's playing ordinary against me. Wow. So far. That's comforting. That's comforting. I genuinely did not expect him to play that way. I think my drone is pretty trapped, though. Actually, it's gonna die, I think. Yeah, it's gonna die. Shit. No! No! Oh, okay. Alright, never mind. Okay. 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 Oh, fuck. I did not intend for that to finish. God damn it. God damn it. Fuck. Oh well. Guess we're blocking the gas. Still, he could easily take gas as his natural, though. That's why it's not really that great of a thing to do. Which is why I didn't want to actually do it. That should not have been a drone. Macro error. Shit. Come on, I need a fucking overlord. There we go. Fucking late ass overlord. Shit. I think he still has a scout on this map, which is a little unfortunate. Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, buddy. See that you have a zealot. I don't like that. So still nothing here, but it would be kind of dumb if he was going to show me something. But we are not getting +1. I should have sent an overlord. This is not good. We have not sent an overlord. It's a poor idea. We want to get metabolic. We need to make drones. I'm basically thinking just go Muta here. I don't often play with Muta, so it's a fun way to mix things up a little bit. I might die because of it, but you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay if that happens. Nothing wrong with feeding this guy's eagle a little bit. I would love to know what you were doing, though. I would genuinely love to know what you're doing. Like, right now, I feel like you're just making an assload of zealots. And there's a possibility you're doing something else. But right now, that's what I'm feeling. Can't really get up any closer to see. But, yeah. Whoa. Should probably actually place the spire, though. Fuck. Can we, like, actually place the spire? There we go. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. I knew the probe had disappeared. Somehow I didn't know it was in my base. I am in very bad shape. This sucks. Ah, come on. Why am I, like, not mining at all? Shit. I doubt I can save this. Actually, what I need to do is go for the gateways right now. Oh, I let the spire die. Fuck! Oh, what? What the hell? That's oddly aggressive. I doubt I can get enough links to defend this. I do have 3 hatches, though. Oh, I lost the pool? Oh, Jesus. I didn't realize that. This is worse than I thought. I don't even know what I should make right now. God, it gets laggy right now? Of course it does. Of course it does. Let's be real here. I think we'll just, I guess, invest it all in going for Muta. Oh, yes, please come over here and do this. I'll take any miss micro I can get. I probably should have rebuilt my pool, too. I'm not even going to have enough to stop the zealots when they come over here. Ah. I knew better than that, too. That was unfortunate. And now he's just going to come over here. That spawning pool is going to be ages before it's done, too. Unfortunately. So is that, to be honest. I can try to make a few Muta, but he should be far enough ahead, especially because I can make like 3. It's not enough realistically to stop this. The cannon was very unnecessary, though. Cannon was... Whoa, 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 whoa. I need you guys over here to drill. Actually, that would make more sense to cancel, huh? Oh, that's all we get. That's all she wrote. As far as units go. Oh, whoop. Over here. Over here. Alright, let's fight. Come on. Run away. Run away. Good, good. Oh, he's actually got a drone clicked. Wow. It's a little bit difficult to keep drones alive against this. Oh, there's just so many of them. Fuck. And of course, now he's got all the time in the world to make cannons. But, like, I can't just throw away my fucking economy. God damn, Zealot, fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh, that was pretty much enough to do it. There'll probably be cannons up by now. He's not that bad. Can't hope for that kind of a free win. So, should be GG. God, and of course it's laggy as shit. Like, nice and clean earlier on. Should have enough to defend it. Oh, he's already got like 3 cannons. Yep. Nothing to be done at that point. To our toast, this is the average Protoss player. Oh man. I could have sworn that probe left my base though. I don't know. I guess with a player like that, you should never like assume anything though. That's the classic what do you call it? Ass out of you and me thing. Zealots are the counters to Muta. They never actually die. Alright, who's playing next? Who's feeling brave? Is anybody feeling brave? Not closed. He's feeling scared. He's feeling scared. He got his win over Armada and he's afraid. Oh, Zasagi wants to play. Well, Zasagi could play if he wants to play. I'm getting drugged. Of course, in fairness, I did kill a drone, so, you know. There's that. There's that. East. Quad W's and a 1. TTK. Oh, he's least. He's least, aka Demorsh. Demorsh. Oh. Actually, there's someone coming though, so I'm going to switch you back to observers. I think Zasagi is coming. Yeah. Okay. Zasagi's gonna play against F10. It's not a 24-hour stream, it's a lie. Ignore that shit. It's an absolute lie. I think Zasagi's pretty good. I think Zasagi's like above 2K, but I don't actually know who he is. So we'll see what kind of game we get here. Got about time for 2 more games or something like that. Yeah. We do have some lag. Okay, he's gonna turn off the stream. That's nice. That's a good thing to do. Day 6. No, it'd be more than day 6, man. It'd be like day 15 or something. I did it on like the 4th. We're getting close to day 20 or something. Ugh, a little bit of lag here on TR16. I think we got it set for. Yeah, I think Zasagi's like legit good. I don't know if he's like 2K good or like 2.3K good, but I think he's pretty strong. Tim confirming he's a good player. I don't know what Tim's record is versus him, but yeah, I think he's decent. All right, closed has apparently fixed his. No, he hasn't fixed his laggy internet. closed your internet. It's laggy, man. Yeah, he's probably gonna be like, fucking lag. Trump didn't build the wall yet. It closed. I blame you, bro. There was no lag before you got here. There was no lag before you got here. Alright, so F10 EQQ versus star.not. Star.not 0. It's gonna open with a pylon. Shocking things. This kid claims his internet is the best here. Do you see this confidence? Oh, also you guys will be happy to know that I have the new graphics card on the way. So that's coming. Yes, Strom Carlin, you are absolutely correct. Demorsh is also Throw King. Truth. Yeah, so we've got the new GFX card on the way. So the stream will be hopefully forever smooth. There will hopefully never be any issues. And then there's also a new webcam on the way. So upgrade the face quality a little bit, the background quality. Although that's gonna like force me to like what do you call it? Make my lighting better and make my room prettier, because it'll be like more mess and higher detail. But I'm looking forward to that. We'll go for there. We're getting here. Let's focus on getting some soft boxes first, and then we'll worry about the hairbrush. Oh, 11 next. Baller. Feeling a bit, but unfortunately it's overpool. But guess what? It's cross positions, although this is not the best cross positions. 11 next versus overpool is legit 100% if you're here versus here. Like if you're here as Protoss and Zerg is there, or vice versa, it's really good. But this wall is not as strong, so we'll see what he's gonna do. It looks like though only fuelings have been made, and it is cross map. He's gonna have cannons down at a pretty good time, so it looks like it's gonna work out okay even here. Pretty fast gas from Zasagi, so most likely the oh, actually wait, no, oh, just some speed. Oh man, so F10 EQQ is gonna need to get this probe in soon, or he's gonna get some run by issues. This is pretty dangerous. No, he doesn't know early next yet, but he does. He is going for speed, which is a problem. So this is going to be very annoying. So F10 EQQ is going to get 0 fucking interval, and there's a few more lanes being popped, and now we're going to go back on gas. So we're still going to get a fairly brisk layer here from Zasagi, or star.not. Let's see, are these going to be lanes? This is probably the Overlord. Keeping a pair on the ramp. Oh, and wait, what? Okay, so he has made at least 8 lings, and now he's going to run up to the wall. And it's pretty good blocking for F10 AQQ. Ling goes down here for not. Star.not, I don't know what it needs to be called by. He's going to reveal his hand, but he's going to give no scouting information here. Oh, beautiful bait. Well done there. That's tricky stuff from Star.not. Obviously, F10 not expecting that number of lings. And now F10 EQQ is in this horrible position that I guess Insomniac did not understand, but this is exactly the nightmare of Protoss, because there's no probe out on the map. You know you've seen fast gas, so you don't know what the fuck is going on, right? Like, you've seen this fast gas, there's a layer coming, but you just, oh, okay, so he even gets a run by, and this is even more distracting. So now you don't know. Is it Muta? Is it Hydra Bust? Is it this? Is it 2-hatch? Is it 2-hatch with drops? F10 EQQ is going to take a shitload of damage from this, by the way. This is basically GG in and of itself. But, you know, it's like you have to prepare for just about everything, and there's not any good options. And there's even speedlings, right? So one of the most common suggestions given to Protoss, and it's really nice to do. It's really nice to do if you are... Oh, I just lost my train of thought watching these lings run around. Oh, yeah, if you are denied scouting, like, one of the best things you can do is come out with 2 or 3 zealots and bring a probe with that and use that to try to get the scouting intel, because you can use the 2 or 3 zealots to kind of get space and hopefully sneak the probe out, or just force Zerg back far enough to scout. But in this case, with speedlings, if you do that, it's insanely risky, because if you walk out with speedlings, then you just get wrecked. I mean, this is forced a cannon in the mineral. Now, again, this could be Muta. In fact, it is Muta, so this forced cannon is actually not the worst thing in this case. This is actually something F10 EQQ needs. It's a little earlier than he would have liked to have got it, but already we can see the supplies. This is a pretty low eco build from Star.not, and the supplies are still favoring F10. So he's not sitting comfortable right now at all. And he just doesn't know. Does he need to make cannons at the front? Is he going to get Hydra busted? Does he need cannons in the mineral line? Does he need a Stargate? Does he need to rush Templar attack? I mean, I like, within reason, the fact that he's going out with a Zealot, but at the same time, I don't like it. Because there's an Observer here. StarNot should see this. He's popping a few Lings, and he should easily be able to kill this Zealot and leave F10 in the dark. Although I guess if it was Hydra bust, you would maybe see the fact that it was a bust. Although, again, if you see the bust at this timing when Hydras are coming across, 90% of the time it's too late. Zerg has to mess something up. He's already got 2 cannons at the front. This Zealot's obviously going to die, so he's not going to get to see the tech. 100% StarNot, and he's even bringing back his Lings. Look at that, nice surrounding, very good control here. And the in the dark part is the hard part of the early game for Protoss. Like, F10 AQQ still has no clue what the fuck StarNot is doing. He at least got a Zealot up here, and this is going to tell him that it's some sort of 2-base play, and is probably going to raise suspicions of Muta or something of that nature. Although, the one thing that's interesting is there's no gas here. Normally, you would get gas. So, I'm actually a little bit curious about this. It might not actually be Muta, because there is not a second gas. And I guess F10 got maybe close enough to see that. Let's see how he's reacting. He's getting a Stargate, but he hasn't added more cannons, so I guess he's doing, so far, a reasonable job calling this bluff between seeing this hatchery, and possibly, he got to about here. I don't know if he quite saw no gas. So far, he's responding about as... Oh, he thinks... Okay, I'm pretty sure he thinks it's Muta at this point. So... I don't think he would go... Oh, he actually... Okay, never mind, it is Muta. Okay, so double Stargate's alright in this case. The Hydra Den's pretty fast, though, so... The Corsairs will obliterate the Mutas, without a doubt. But... Conversely, there will be Hydra out in time to defend the Overlord. And then StarNot is just going to go into his eco. 2-hatch Muta could hit before double Stargate, sure, but this is not 2-hatch Muta. Obviously. Like, 2-hatch Muta would hit at about 6 minutes-ish to 6:30, depending on what variants you do. Whereas this is obviously already at like 7:40. So you're not dealing with quite as dangerous. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. Actually, this is almost the timing. If these Corsairs don't pop, this Corsair can die pretty quickly, and this could possibly go bad. This is, like, I don't know if StarNot will engage this, but this is a bad start for F10. This is a horrible start for F10 EQQ. This is really, really bad. Even with 2 Stargate, F10 EQQ should take some damage from this. It's not how we wanted to start this engagement here. There's 2 Corsairs out, but they can split. I don't know if there's a pair of Scourge. There aren't any Scourge, but the micro is going to be difficult, although the Muta are starting to be clumped up and taking reasonable damage, but he's picking these off, and there's going to be this window here where there's not many Corsairs. Cannons are being denied, more probes going down. This is basically already critical damage. These Muta can die now, and F10 EQQ, from his somewhat backburner spot, is now going to be in a super backburner spot. And of course, this is extra horrible because the entire reason he went double Stargate was to not die to these Muta, to not take damage from these Muta, to absolutely crush this. And he's doing anything but crush this. You know, and of course, StarNot is sunkening him up. Actually, I'm surprised he's sunkening up, but obviously with just 3 slots on the map, he won't have to bring his Muta back. And you know, these 3 slots obviously aren't going to do anything against these sunkens. That just goes without saying. Alright, so now he's got 4 Stairs. Now it's enough he can get rid of the Muta. I think StarNot needs to run here. This is pretty wild. I don't know. Wow, okay. StarNot's feeling very confident in his damage, but really some wild micro going on here. And StarNot is trading pretty well, but in the end, yeah, I was gonna say 6 wounded Muta versus 4 Stair. A little bit much to take on there, but he gets us another Stair out of it. And so, you know, F10 EQQ doesn't have that immediate timing where he can just go wreck probes. A little bit slow on the transfer of probes back. Could have transferred a couple more back than he did. But he's still got a decent number. And let's see, just running some Muta around. And yeah, pretty good solid now eco here. And if you look at it, he's already starting to produce Hydra. He's got his Hydra ups on the way. And there's not even a Citadel in sight here for F10. So the amount of cannons F10 would need to live here is just astronomically through the roof. And even if he does, that's pretty bad. Although, unless, of course, Starknaut just does this and just goes into, like, full eco. I mean, if Starknaut, like, takes a 4th or something. But, yeah, Muta coming back in. He really is getting in here. We got 5 Corsairs. Should be enough. Should vaporize most of the Scourge yet. And 6 Corsair actually out now, so at least that part deflected here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoops. A moment of inattentiveness for Starknaut with a rallied Scourge. Now we're getting close to that critical mass of Muta. How serious was Starknaut about this? Not super serious, as expected from one gas. But Hydra are on the way. Let's see if he's making more Hydra now. Yeah, just streaming out those Hydra. And again, does F10 even have a Citadel started? Oh, he's only like, yeah, this is so bad. Like, he's so dead. He's so dead. Where are you gonna go without even? He's not even gonna have speed lots for like 2 minutes. There's gonna be 4 groups of Hydra out. Or, like, Lurker Contain. It's just gonna be... It's just really, really bad. He's really, really dead. Like, what option does Protoss have with no fucking tech? Like, you're not going anywhere. So, the Stargate thing, losing this first Corsair that sloppily around the cannon was rough. The timings were just not quite there. But again, some of that does go back to the fact that, let's remember, it's not like all bad for F10 AQQ. Like, part of the reason this happened is because Starknaut did sneak in 5 wings and got like 6 probe kills, which is pretty fucking devastating. And he will now die at the front. It is going to end right here, right now. 4 cannons, absolutely not enough to stop 6-hatch Hydra Flood without any sort of support. And Starknaut knows it, and he's just basically A-moving this shit. He understands the position he's in just fine. Literally not even bothering to micro. Maybe he's going to micro the Overlord, but there's not even a DT to save him. Like, these Corsairs don't even matter. If there was Templar tech, then yeah, DT could save the day with some of this stuff, but they are ravaging some Overlords. But, you know, let's face it. He's got slow Zealots trickling out. I'm honestly surprised he's still in this game, knowing where his tech is at. Like, very, very, very dead. Wow, wow, this is quite stubborn by Armada. He really wants to at least see one Templar like come out. His archives is even like at the front, so it's gonna die. Oh, okay, I see what he's trying. Never mind. I see what he's trying to do. It's the dive of desperation. The dive of desperation. He wants to at least save his main Bisu style. But how close? Oh, there's actually not. Overlords are actually a long ways away. He's actually gonna. I wonder if Starknaut's even gonna bother to leave though. Will he bother to leave? This is shades of Bisu versus, I think it was Calm on Fighting Spirit. But that actually turned into a Bisu win, whereas this will obviously not turn into an F10 EQQ win. Strom Carlin doesn't quite have the energy needed today to challenge Demorsh. As scintillating as that ZVP action would be, it is not destined to happen at this time. Wah! Oh, and Avon Hokie, thank you for following. Sir? Is that Armada? Are you Armada? If you are, thanks for following. If you aren't, well, thanks for following also. Alright, what do we got here? Open some slots up. Alright, Demorsh. Let's go TVP. Who is Shroom of Doom? Shroom of Doom. Alright. We will take on... I'll play a TVP against Demorsh. See how bad my TVP is. It's pretty bad. Oh, CPL. Oh, you're a CPL guy from Team Beast. Okay. Well, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, Armada's Brood War. Okay, okay. Yeah, I guess I do kind of know that somewhere. I think at best I would be like low C in this matchup. I consider myself very, very weak at it. I kind of want to try this 2-1-2 base, but I don't know how to do it. The long con. Ah, Mr. SUV. Oh, you motherfuck. You motherfuck. Zasagi, I like how confident you were, and you just completely knew how fucked Armada was, and you just, like, basically A-move those Hydras without even giving a shit about them. It's like when Terran knows they've won and they just fucking no siege. It's like, it's the worst feeling as a Protoss when Terran just doesn't even bother to siege. It's like, dude, go away. Go away. Fuck off. Like I said, I did like Armada's channeling Bisu versus Calm though. That was pretty nice. Dude, I just gave you some love, man. What do you mean no love? That was flawless confidence. You were like, yeah, there's no Citadel. Like, what's he gonna do? He's got 4 cannons. What's he gonna do? Oh, shit. God damn it. Fucking Chobo. Jesus Christ. So bad. So bad. I guess we're gonna make a Marine, because, yeah, our gas is late. Come here. Come. God, one day I'll have mouse accuracy, but I don't know if I really ever will. It's such an annoying thing not to have. I don't even know where I want to put this, right here? Oh, I don't know about that placement. Very sketch. ¿Por qué el sketch? Oh, hi. Hi, motherfucker. Oh, you didn't attack me. I thought we were having a fight, but we weren't. They're probably not here, though. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. I'll take you on. I used to play super high altitude, lower the mouse speed. I don't know. I don't think I can. Oh, I actually never mind. Brood War has settings that allow me. Although I feel like if I lower the mouse speed, I feel like I just abuse my wrist, right? And like, I get really tired. Like my whole wrist gets tired. I end up using my arm too much. I don't know. I guess I'll have to try it sometime. I'll have to try it for like an actual set of games. Like give it the proper college try, and see what happens. Shit is late. Look. Oh, what? What? I thought it was one. What? I did something wrong. Something I don't know about this build. I did it wrong. I don't have enough gas to make mines. I need to learn like the specifics and nuances of build orders a little bit better. That would be really good for casting. I feel like sometimes I can figure out reasonably what's happening like in a game, but in terms of what actual decisions, like in terms of actually the builds and knowing like, oh yeah, this is going to be like a good build or a bad build or whatever, I'm less confident in that aspect. Oh man, this is a bad arc. Fuck! Can we get up here, please? Please? Maybe? Maybe not? That's a little better. God, this is fucking late. Alright, fine. Oh yeah, I have late mines too. Shit. Oh, I got in though. That's cool. I do see an expansion. I don't think he can actually do this. What? Go away, dude. This is aggressive as fuck. Oh, he actually got the tank? What? That's a little bit concerning. I could die to this, depending on how confident he is with his micro. I think he's missing an opportunity to really fuck me up. I should probably stand closer to here so he can't. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he has the confidence to do it. But it looks like he's going to go into reasonably standard stuff after this. I really need this gas. Fuck, I like way misjudged the gas here. Ah! Come here. 9945. Okay, good. We have that going at least. Oh, not done yet. Close to being done though. Alright, that's one too many. Shit. Okay. Put that off. And I guess since it's been the style, it's what I'm most comfortable with, we're gonna go with like mass facts. This re-rallying of facts over here. Probably I should have been doing something more with this sooner too. Having 0 intel is not very good. Oh, nope, nope. Yep, there we go. Okay, I see a nexus and how many? Oh, I can actually get back here. Shit, cool. Only had it for a little bit. Oh. What is this, quote in Someday? Damn. Fuck. Oh shit, what the hell? Is that a Reaver? What is going on with this shuttle? I don't even fucking know. I have no idea what is going on with this shuttle. It's very suspicious. It's making me very uncomfortable. Well, that was weird. Alright, let's see what Decisive had to say. Yeah, scrolling with mouse, bit of pain with widescreen. I use hotkeys, but not that much, so I rely... Oh, okay, you do it that way. I don't know, that'd be interesting. I only use 1 to 3 for units and the rest for hats. I'll use 4 for units. I don't usually use 5 very often. Oh, it's rallied there with the obs? Is that what's going on? Is that why it's there? I was like a little bit afraid. I was a little bit afraid. If I wouldn't have been paying attention, that could have caused some problems. Let's just put it that way. That could have caused some problems. That was kind of a bad moment. Throw King, you gotta buy more time, Demorsh. Demorsh, you gotta buy more time. Yeah, you really gotta fix those rallies too. Rally your like obs to the bridge and just like move the obs. It's a much better way to do things. Oh, Shroom of Doom. I kind of want to see Shroom of Doom versus either Closed or versus Star Not. Oh, I like this. I like this. Let's see it, boys. Let's see it. All right, here we go. Oh, shit. Let's move him to observers if I can. Okay, cool. We got him down. We got him to safety. When I killed the first tank, he was not allowed to put on early aggression. Not that kind of early aggression. Like, if you kill the first tank, it means I'm not going to do probably like a fact CC fact or like, you know, continue with an FD, but it doesn't mean like I can't 5 fact. But you just got to stall more, man. Like, when I'm coming out with like 5 or 6 tanks and just a few vultures, like, attack and force me to like be really careful or siege and just slow me. Like, the push is all about cut probes, get to like 7 or 8 factories, gateways, cut probes, get to like 7 or 8 gates, and then you're feeling pretty good, right? Like, stall, get enough time. Like, as long as you can buy enough time for a few units out of those gateways, then you're good. Shuttle bomb if you can, stall with the dragoons. But like, I was basically allowed to walk almost all the way to your base before shit went down. Yeah, and like not noticing that I was pushing. That's like almost every PVT I've seen of you is like not knowing that Terran is doing something. Like, you're so, like, you're really fucked if Terran just like walks over to your base and is like, la-di-da-di-da, oh, I can have this wonderful seats position and I can lay mines, and oh my god, I love you, Protoss. I love you. I actually wasn't watching, but probably the shift key A is using the shift key. He's excited for his shift key usage. Optimizing. I actually always forget to use that, even though there's no reason not to. And yeah, knowing where Terran is really, really valuable. So, like, it's everything to be able to slow the push down and fuck with it, as opposed to just letting it walk to your base. Like, you can literally buy yourself a minute or 2, which is the difference between having a group of goons and nothing else, and having a group and a half of goons, a shuttle with 4 slots, and another control group of zealots, which just wrecks the push. Yeah, it just takes time, but you know, it's like the one thing I would say to think about, Demorsh, is now that we've had like probably 3 or 4 of these King of the Hill practice sessions, and it seems like you're still like making kind of some of the same mistakes. So what I would say is say, you know, like, basically fuck everything else, but god damn it, I am not making these 2 mistakes today. You know, and just like obsess over those until you're not making them. Like, fuck if you get like 1.5k minerals or whatever for the moment. Just make sure the obs is like in a good spot, and make sure that you're not like walk commanding into the Terran army. Make sure you're like A moving and leading with your dragoons first. You know, something like that. So you're actually fixing those. Because if you just try to like play better, you don't really improve that fast. It's kind of like if you just go to like, I don't know how if you guys play golf or whatever, but like if you guys go to the driving range or whatever and you just like hit balls and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit a bunch of balls and try to get better. Like, you're not gonna get better very fast that way. If you want to get better, you got to be like, oh, okay, well the problem is, you know, I'm actually you know, not using my hips right, so I need to work on turning my hips, even though it's gonna make me hit the ball really shitty for a few days or a few weeks. So like, you have to accept that even though it might fuck up your play a little bit, to be super focused on these one or two things, that's kind of how you get those things to fix over time. And I think that's where a lot of people that kind of get stuck at a particular level in Brood War, I think that's one of the things they probably don't do right, is particularly when it comes to mechanical deficiencies. Like strategy, you can get better at strategy just playing and watching a lot of Brood War, but your mechanical deficiencies and weaknesses, I don't really think you can improve those very easily without playing outside of your comfort zone. Now, some people that get around it, they probably just play people that are really good, and they do try to keep up. But you know, I feel like it's one of those things. Just you got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And let's see, what does Zasagi have to say about cheesy stuff? Good point. I honestly lost a lot of the time because all I did was cheese because that's how I won. I didn't want to play standard because I knew it wasn't as good, so I would resort to cheese play. Oh yeah. I know those kind of feelings. Although for me, it's actually almost the opposite. Like I got into a point where I was too, like all I would do is just like brainlessly like macro 100% of the time. And like, it wouldn't matter what happened in the game. I would just be like, nope, I'm gonna follow my build and I'm gonna max out. And then like, yeah. And like I was playing PvT and I'd be like, well, I'm PvT, so like the Terran's gonna get to 200, and then I'm gonna like engage him, and I'm gonna, you know, it's just like, no matter what opportunity presented me, I was just like, no, we're just gonna like fight his army straight up, like all the time. And like mechanically too, I think a lot of people that get stuck with mechanics, like one of the biggest things I see is people that just, they want to get like faster, right? And they're not fast enough to like say macro to 200 doing their build correctly. So they macro up and they're just not fast enough, right? And so they keep doing it and they keep practicing and they keep coming back and saying, well, I have the same problem. I get my third base and my macros just, I can't keep it there. And I think one of the things you have to do sometimes is just be comfortable and just play like stupidly fast. Like just try to go stupidly fast, switching between all your bases. Don't even necessarily be productive. Like try to be, but don't care about it. Like play fast enough that your play gets a little bit sloppy for the time being. But what you're doing is you're teaching your brain how to multitask and how to cycle. And over time, if you just play stupidly fast, you'll pick up the pace and suddenly you'll find, oh, I can actually keep up with all of this stuff. Drafted C. I mean, there is some truth to that, Jealous. There is some truth to that. Still haven't learned a single build order perfectly. Zisagi, what is your rank though? Like, I get the feeling you're like north of 2K though. So obviously you're picking up other things as you play. I mean, like obviously, you know, I don't know overall how your mechanics are, but they look reasonable. But certainly, like with what mechanics you have, you prioritize the right things. Because let's be honest, anybody that's not just like spamming their ass off, anybody with like 130 to 150 APM has good enough mechanics to be well over 2K in rank if they just use their actions for the right things. And of course, that's a tricky thing to understand. Like, what is the most important things to do? I mean, macro is generally going to be pretty high up there in most situations. But, you know, like 130 to 150 APM can take you far if you have... Okay, so you are at S, yeah. So that's an example, guys. Zasagi is literally here right now saying he's at S. And he's never even, like, 100% learned a build order. So, you know... That tells you, like, you don't have to, like... Your build doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be 100% flawless. but you do have to prioritize the right things. You know, you're not going to see Zasagi on 4 bases playing a ZVT and running 3 Lings around trying to kill the last Marine at Terran's 3rd base in a game with 70 SCVs, you know. And yeah, some people just have game sense, and if you have good game sense and you understand what to do and how to do those things, that's powerful. And then there are lots of ways to skin the cat. Like, you guys probably don't remember this guy, but if you were around right when streaming became a thing, you might. But there was a guy from Australia. I think he was a Korean Australian or something like that. But his ID was Energy, like clan N, capital N, lowercase r, capital G. Energy. He went by God or Clap Together, and he was a Protoss, and he was like pretty brain dead in his play. But this was, you know, in the days where IC Cup was kind of challenging. He was A- on ICup, but he just had the stupidest fucking mechanics I've ever seen in my life. Like, for a foreigner, he was just unbelievably fast. I mean, you know, probably he didn't quite do the right things, but you would watch his stream, and honestly, like, from what I remember, he didn't look like dramatically slower than Bisu or somebody like that. He was that kind of fast, and you know, he was A-. And he was literally the epitome of like pure mechanics, and he was A-. And then you've got someone like Zasagi, who might say he doesn't know builds perfectly, but he's, you know, S, which would certainly be the equivalent of A-. So there's lots of different ways to skin the cat and be good. But the key, I guess, is that you're, number one, you're kind of learning about strategy. Number two, you're working on the things that are your weaknesses and you're holding you back. And it looks like Closed is pretty dead here against Shroom of Doom. I've been more talking than watching this particular game. he knows it. Oh, Shroom wants more. Shroom wants more action. Jaedong said in an interview that he was winning so much because of his mechanics. When his wrist started hurting, he realized his game sense and builders. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, perhaps. Because Jaedong obviously had some stupidly good mechanics. And those kind of, you know, everyone has their, like, niche that carries them, right? But the truth is, you know, if we talk about low-level play, beginner players, newer players, you know, DE or FE, D to some extent, you know, unfortunately, some base level of mechanics, there's no way around it. Like, you have to have it, and that's why mechanics gets preached so hard to newer players, because, you know, if you have to have a base level of mechanics. I mean, if you can't make workers when you need to and keep up with your minerals in reasonable sense and those kind of things, there's just nothing you can do. So that is vitally important to learn, but you know, you can, and that's one of the things that's kind of cool. Like me, I need to work on it more, but I really like mechanics. Like for me, it's really fun to play like strong mechanically and macro. So that's what's fun. I play that way. But there's lots of ways. You know, if you are a player that really likes outthinking your opponents, you know, you can be like a closed open sort of player, or maybe a more macro oriented player, but just good tactical plays, a Shine like player. You have to back that with some level of mechanics, but there's lots of ways to get there, and you can chase those based on what's fun for you. But again, you know, F and E especially, and to a lesser extent D, there's still there has to be that emphasis on mechanics if your goal is to just get better quickly. Also, that's a lie. I actually have the new graphics card on the way right now, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. Should be here on Thursday or Friday, most likely. So fingers a little bit crossed for that. Alright, so I guess we're gonna have Zasagi against Closed. Alright, let's fucking see it. Closed versus an S ranker. Alright, they're gonna both close the stream. I'm waiting, bro. I feel ya. I'm chilling hard. This is probably gonna be the last game for today. Alright, are we ready? As much as I want to hear Master talk about like This guy plays kind of all races, to be honest. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? All right, last game, boys. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Let the gameplay and fun times begin. So, in the top right-hand corner, as the red Protoss, we have closed fucking OP. And in the top left-hand corner here, as our blue Zerg, we have drunk star.not 0. So we'll see here. We have S-class player against Close, who is, like I said, probably C. Maybe he could be B. I don't actually know, but I'm gonna call him C. If he ladders and gets to B, he can shove it in my face, and we'll have some sort of like punishment for me. But I think he's C. If he wants, like I said, if he watches this later and wants to call me out and show how high he can go, I'm down. Against Sasagi. So we'll see if Close known for his special tactics. If we want to be generous, we'll call him Big Brain Play. And Zasagi is just a obviously strong player. Oh, I thought this motherfucker closed the stream. He already knows where he's cheating. He's cheating pretty hard. He's cheating pretty hard. And no, that will not be an acceptable punishment. All right, so Close is outed himself as a as a stream cheater. And StarNot's comment. He's directly taking advantage of everything he can get. He's like, oh shit, I'm playing an S rank Zerg. I need all the help I can get. So I'm gonna have to edge my commentary a little bit here as an adaptive maneuver. Such lies. Such lies. Such lies. Either that or he's like sitting there reading chat. No, chat couldn't tell him. Chat couldn't tell him. Alright, so Zasagi's doing the build where he gets the things. And Close is going to grab a gateway and a second gateway. StarNot's going to go full larva. Hopefully StarNot's got a stream. Alright, so it looks like StarNot is actually thinking about doing 3 hatch before pool, maybe. We'll see. He's saving quite a few drones right now. I'm a little surprised by this. And given that Closed is going 2 gates, this could be a rough situation here for StarNot. We'll just have to see how it pans out. I got a second pylon here for Closed, and we have an Overlord Scout coming up. But it looks like StarNot has already placed that 3rd hatch, so could be a bit rough here. We'll see how he's able to react. He's gonna need to really, I don't know, get some amazing drills or buy some crazy time or something like that. Alright, first Zealot is out here for Closed. And the gate, as you might say, is open given the difference here in the build orders. And first Zealot on the way here. He's going to go right for the throat. And he's going to follow up with tech. Interesting. But unfortunately, that Zealot is going to get surrounded by these Lings because it's not actually 3 hatch before pool. And actually, Zasagi is just going to go across the map here, possibly with all of his Lings. And of course, remember, Zasagi has been doing this for a while, so these are going to be extra nice. But Closed has managed to get 2 slots onto his ramp. And Zasagi's got a few Lings out here, so he's just going to poke away at this Zealot, do a little bit of damage. And well, okay, StarNot loses 1 Ling, no big deal. I was saying more because I thought the Zealot was going to get completely surrounded. Didn't quite. But 1 Ling for a Zealot, that's a pretty poor trade. Actually, I forget if he got 1 other Ling earlier, but even 2 Lings for a Zealot. Zasagi's pretty satisfied with that. And Close is just going to transition on into the Robo here, so I think we're going to see a Reaver push. And meanwhile, it looks like Zasagi... Okay. Going to have a bit of a transition here. Although that part what I'm showing you guys here is, I'm surprised. That combined with that and that is a little interesting. But you know. I don't actually have any idea how timings work out for something like this. Yeah, you're right. He did want to get into scout. I think that's why he sent that one zealot, but he got absolutely 0 intelligence. So closed, just sitting in the dark. Just wondering what will happen now. But this is an interesting case because StarNot has already talked about how he used to play. And he's talked about how, but he's talked about how he used to be very much an all-in kind of player. And I hate to say it, but when an S-class player that's good at all-ins plays against a fellow all-in player, they're usually both pretty creative in these situations, and one player is usually a much higher rank because they're that much more creative here. And we can see that closed here is being brutally punished, more or less GG. If something pops out of this robo right now and there was a great probe pull, maybe this game could go a little bit longer, but that's a reaver or a shuttle that just popped, so actually the robo's just going to die, and that's going to be it for closed. Just getting destroyed by the Lings. I don't know why he moved down the ramp. He really should have known better. Oh, he actually got 2 zealots out. Oh, he's going for the pylon, but it's not an Artosis pylon, so this pylon choice, I actually wonder about this from Zasagi. He needed to kill 2 pylons. I guess that's... Let's see, no, that's more health. Yeah, I don't understand the choice to attack that pylon. Unless he just didn't see this pylon amidst the chaos. But outside of that, Micro not the crispest from StarNot, but you know he did say he's drunk, so we'll give him a little bit of a pass on that one. Does clip off this, but you know most of okay, now I understand this a little more. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Cry. Oh god. Okay, well it's a good Reaver Scarab though. So props to Close for doing that. This is quite the low supply game at this time. Oh my god, this cute Micro. It was not a run by, bro. It was like you moved out. He didn't even run by. He just surrounded you. Those Scourge were cute. And a pretty confident win there by StarNot.